Great. So then that means the defenders are Team B and the attackers are Team A.
Team B. My name is Spidey Womack, joined by Brown Tool. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good. It's nice to be back again here in the wonderful month of December. It's getting a little chilly though. I gotta put on this jacket. I actually have another jacket back here if you haven't noticed that. And still gotta show that Killjoy. I know you haven't seen the Killjoy turtle in a while, so here's a little consolation for you.
Right on. I'm in Florida, so I have naturally a fan on me, trying to get some of this heat out. But doing good here. Today, we're looking at two teams full of coaches and some high level players. So we're expecting some big brain stuff going on. But the kind of the format is first map's going to be Haven. We're going to do a best of three, and we're looking for, like I said, some high level gameplay. Haven's going to be kicking us off with a pretty, kind of coordinated map. You got the three sites, lots to think about for both teams. So we'll expect some stuff there. Did you have any topics you want to go over before we get into things?
Yeah, first of all, we want to give a shout out to Slayer, and of course we have our viewers from SlayerKey's channel enjoying this broadcast today. And I think Slayer is actually going to bring in some people to interview so we get to know a little bit about these coaches beforehand. Now, Spidey, we talked about this a little earlier today. There are so many coaches out there. There's a lot of options there on Metafy and all the other platforms where you can get coached in Valorant, but I'm sure that the philosophies are different between regions. I mean, we're going to see some NA coaches and some EU coaches, and I'm sure we're going to see a lot of different playstyles, especially putting those players together.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, we have some EU players in, we have some NA players. There's always that mix of who's doing it better, EU or NA, how people play. But you also have to factor in there's going to be some because we're mixing regions a little bit, we're going to have some higher ping. So I wonder how much that's going to factor into maybe not letting everybody ego peak like they normally would in a traditional sense with like a jet because they have that ping diff, so they have to consider some of those things today. Or maybe they'll just stick to their guns, try not to change up too much, and stick it out.
I don't know if I guess we have to see if these coaches are ranked coaches. If you can play
Yeah.
in any sort of ping, or if they are LAN coaches. You're you're prepared to play in these tournaments with sub one ping. I mean, imagine getting like one ping. It sounds like amazing, but also like not realistic for me.
Ooh.
So gotta adjust to these
There's
different things.
there's definitely days I wish I was on one ping. Just thinking back to my old days. Playing some first person shooters and just you would never do that to me on LAN. Just thinking that, and now it's just kind of like an excuse. But
You
still
know,
wish for those days sometimes. But yeah, I agree. There's all along with having different things to think about with being NA or EU, how they play. There's also definitely the difference between playing in like more of a scrim fashion or just ranked fashion, because you definitely have differences about how people approach the game.
okay, I think we're going to bring in a couple of coaches to interview in just a moment. But what do you think are some questions that we were being very curious about to ask our coaches?
Oh, are they NA or EU? And maybe base some questions on that. Where they're from, what are they thinking? How they think they're going to do against the other team. I'm ready for some a little bit of drama here.
If you really want drama, you're going to ask which region is better. I know that's a very big topic when it comes to the esports realm, and obviously we saw the winning regions from the VCT circuits, and we saw a little earlier this month about the winners for game changers. But there's always a lot of debate which playstyle is better. I really want to learn more about who thinks their strats are better. Really.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm ready to bring them in. Let's get some interviews going. Get to know some of these guys and gals.
Now, some of us here, we may not be as well versed in the coaching scene, so there will be a lot to learn. I'm sure that you all are putting your questions there in the chat, but we'll do our best to ask some really good questions for our coaches, get to know them a little more. Um, I personally need some help getting out of bronze. Maybe I should ask for some low elo tips, because I think a number one question people ask is, should you play like a high elo player when you're low elo? Because there are so many different strats. Like, I think the high elo players I know will say, I do not expect these other players that don't play in my level to do different things, like hiding corners with Buckies and stuff. Why do they win all the time? That's a number one question that I think I have for how do I adapt my playstyle depending on what ranks everyone is around me.
And we are getting some extra information about this. This isn't just coaches. Some of these people are production folks. Some observers. Maybe they're just doing full production side. So maybe
Mm.
some of that difference will also play a key, because as an observer, you get that third party interaction where you kind of like you see it happen so often, you kind of have those expectations. Like, when I swing this corner, there's definitely somebody on the other side. So we're going to get some cool differences there as well. I know one of our observers today, Kagidu, he's observer and he's pretty high ranked, and he does very well for himself. So we'll be excited to see maybe some observers pop off, and maybe they'll be the next big thing.
Yeah, see, being an observer is very tough. There's not a lot of great observers out there, and I know we give a lot of angry words at observers sometimes, but they have a very hard job. They really have to anticipate how a team is going to engage with their game plan going into certain rounds, depending on what ults they have, what agents do they have, what abilities do they have bought. Is it a buy round, a save round? Are they going to go fast or slow? And observers
Yeah.
really have to get ahead of the game and understand what is most likely going to happen. And the good observers, they will get it right most of the time, but it's just such a hard thing to do. You can only look at one place at a given moment, Spidey. So
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
respect for them. And you mentioned all the other prod people too. I mean, this production, We got to shout out Kaiserine, our producer today, and she's been working very hard and learning all the great tools to make this happen. And it's not easy. It really isn't. Now we're putting them as players. They've got to be stressed out.
Definitely stressed, definitely out of their comfort zone, because we were talking about observers, the pace of play, just keeping track of all that. And, once they get into a game, being locked into only one POV, that's probably going to be stressful in itself. Just like, I wonder what everybody else is doing. How I wish I had to see the mini map to see what's going on. Am I looking at the right thing? And, maybe looking away from the crosshair, which some of us definitely get caught, looking at the mini map. And then, of course, they peek right when you look up. Definitely have some of those issues. And I think we're looking to get, I think, our first person, Magnum, joined up with us for the first interview.
Yes.
Who is an observer, and we're just waiting for the green light to get them up here. And until then, what are we thinking? ISO is going to be a big agent here?
Yeah, so this is always going to be a very interesting question. Whenever a new agent comes out, there's a lot of hesitancy of whether that agent will be someone that you would use in your team comp. Do you trust yourself as a coach to say ISO's the next big thing? Let's get ahead of the game. Do you trust like the unfamiliar of these things? I think that's a question that you can possibly ask Magnum right now.
Welcome.
Yeah, there he is. Spidey, go ahead.
Hey, so Magnum, how are you feeling? We hear that you're an observer, so how are we feeling about playing with these two teams today? Oh, so you already have a little bit of camaraderie with one of the people playing with you, so this is going to be pretty fun. What we were just talking about the new agent ISO. Have you played with them at all? Do you plan on working them into the strategy today?
Mm.
He's kind of broken in ranked. Not gonna lie. Like
Okay.
you could just solo carry the game because you just have an extra like shield to tank up one bullet. It's crazy. If you rack it up,
Yeah,
poof.
that is extremely crazy if you can get it on right and get those first shots against the other team. And one of the other things we were mentioning is EU versus NA. Where do you stand on that? Any drama you're trying to start here with making sure the EU team stays on top?
Well, if we win, if EU wins, that's just kind of embarrassing for NA because we're playing on their servers on 100 ping. And if we lose, we have the excuse for the ping, so all good. Win-win either way.
There you go. Yeah, it's a win-win for you either way. Love to hear it. Any shout outs you want to do before we let you get into your team and get things ready?
Shout out to SlayerKey for thinking of me. Well, because last time we spoke was like 2 years ago, so that's like really cool that he thought of me. And shout out to my duo for wanting to hop on an NA account for like just randomly doing this tournament.
Yeah, tell us a little bit more now. As you've been dragged in here at last minute, and you're playing on not your servers. Does your strategy change given that you have the high ping?
No, I think it will be fine because it's like 100. If we play on East servers, at least. I hope we do. I think it'll
change
be
it to
fine.
West servers, everyone.
Yeah, change it to West. Well, I'll have like 200. I think it'll be fine. It's more like I think the first map maybe will be an adjustment, mainly. Yeah.
Fair enough.
All
Fair
right.
enough.
That sounds great. Good luck with your game. It will be exciting
Thank you.
to watch.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. We're much appreciated. Super last minute, as you mentioned. So yeah, thank you again for hopping in and helping us get things started. All right, so that was Magnum, and they're getting on their team, getting things situated. We're going to be, I think, maybe kicking off. I'm not sure if we're getting a second interview from the other team. But if we do, we will let you know that shortly. And thinking about agent select, he just kind of said it. They're thinking about playing ISO right off.
Yeah, and you mentioned the double tap, which is one of the signature abilities, being able to engage with that signature ability. And when you get a kill, and people say it's like aim labs, it's great for coaches because I'm sure they
Right.
use the the aim labs programs out there, and they just gotta click on the circles. It's like natural to them. But the shield, I think, is very underrated, and some people don't realize this if they play it casually. But in the higher ranks, where headshots are key, I mean, that first bullet hits the shield, and then your spray pattern just goes to hell essentially, and that can be
Yeah.
a make or break for certain play styles.
Yeah, and as we're talking about it, we do have a player from the other team, Paragon. Paragon, feel free to introduce yourself. How are you doing?
It's Coach, and I've been lucky enough to be invited by SlayerKey to this event to participate in this Coach versus Coach event.
Yeah, much appreciated for you sticking it out with us as we get things going. We were just talking to a member from the other team, worried about playing on some high ping. Looks like you'll be doing pretty similarly. You're looking at up in the low hundreds. So is that going to be changing your game at all? Are you going to play a little differently, knowing that you're on not maybe your home servers?
Definitely. So playing on higher pings tends to have bad hit registration. So for the most part, I tend to stick to the Vandal, mainly because spamming with the Phantom doesn't give you the same feedback of hitting the shots. So for somebody playing with higher ping, I definitely recommend going with the Vandal. It will definitely have an impact to how we all play and make decisions, because consciously making decisions while knowing they're going to be delayed will definitely affect your timings and peaks. So it's something interesting, but I wouldn't say it's too big of a hindrance based on what kind of teammates you have.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of reading like how far ahead or behind the players you got to shoot, and just kind of get used to early on in the game, right?
Yep, there is a setting in Valorant which has made it very much like convenient for people to kind of mitigate some of that with the network moderation, with network buffering, which has minimum, moderate, and maximum settings, for which I highly recommend if you have high ping to set it on maximum or even moderate. It helps smooth out the experience and not make it as choppy as you think. So there's ways to mitigate some of the disadvantages we're getting. They're not perfect by any means, but they're up there.
So we have
Yeah.
a couple of different players here in terms of regions. Obviously, we have some NA and EU coaches. Is there a big difference between the regions in terms of play style, and do you have to adjust to that when you come over to a different server?
Based on my personal experience, there definitely is a difference between servers. This can stretch between teammates or even enemies. There's certain servers on EU that you'd play and not have a nearly similar game or of any sorts if you just played on something slightly different. For example, if you tried playing Frankfurt in London, your matches will be completely different. Whereas in Frankfurt, people would be more shy to talk, but they would be tryharding their heads off and trying to win every match. On London, you'd likely get people who want to communicate more, try to work with you, and make things work in different ways. As for the NA scene, I have played some unrated matches on NA, and it does seem to be a much more chill experience in comparison to you. So I do think servers do make a big difference in how your experience in Valorant actually gets affected.
Love to hear that. I mean, definitely some pro tips from Paragon here. So make sure if you guys were taking notes to keep that into your back pocket. Much appreciated. One of the last things we asked one of the other players was talking about the new agent ISO. And do you plan on playing them today, or anybody on your team? Are you any thoughts around the agent?
So let's just say ISO has a very creative kit that allows him to do to take certain situations and turn them into an advantage, but they're not nearly as useful or as convenient as some of the other duelists that have them. As for today, I doubt any of the teams may be interested in trying them out, but if they do, it'd be interesting what they've actually come up with. My personal opinion on ISO is the fact that his current shield is a great mechanic. It does block off that one bit of damage that you get hit by. However, it does not mean you're invulnerable. So although you get the confidence to go for that peak, it may not always be the best case. Oftentimes, if I'm playing against an ISO and I need to break a shield, instead of risking a peek, I would just equip the classic, jiggle peek the corner, and right-click with it. Mainly because his hitbox is automatically higher because of the shield. So if I can get that shield off, I can make sure that my next duel against him is going to be a 50-50, and it's going to be a proper fair match. So that's just advice about ISO.
Yeah, 100% agreed. You pretty much had a similar thought process, but without that last tip, which I'm gonna take into my back pocket because I haven't had too much of a chance to play against ISOs recently. But lots of out of town stuff going on. Before we get started, any shout outs you want to do? Any last comments before we get started?
I would obviously like to shout out everybody that's currently in here because they're making this event possible. It's great for lower tier coaches to get recognition because it does help them, obviously, in terms of financially and other ways, but primarily getting people that are talented and very interesting the chance to actually gather more audiences is actually an amazing thing. So overall, I would like to shout out everybody that is currently a part of this event and hope to see you guys again in the future.
Much appreciated. We'll let you get back to your team, and thanks again for talking with us before we get started, and good luck to you.
Thank you, too.
All right. Well, that was very interesting, Spidey, to hear from the two coaches here. And just the agreement here about the double tap. I think that's an ability
that's the one, apparently.
Yeah. These players are going to, or at least those that will end up picking up ISO, I'm sure are going to rely a lot about that. But still, the most important thing is getting that first kill.
Yeah, it seemed like Team A, Magnum, wants to use them and has thoughts about how they want to use that. But Paragon and Team B on Team Paragon was a little, new of it. Thought it was interesting in the same ways, but maybe not for playing them just yet. So they have a little bit of a counter going on. So we might see some of that develop here.
All right, well, I can't wait to get started. And like you mentioned, the first map is Haven. And, Haven's one of those maps. It's got the 3 sites. And there's a big difference for those that play games like this, where you got to plant the spike, stuff like that. 2 sites versus 3 sites makes a huge difference in their game plan. But sometimes I feel like Haven is just a A-site and C-site map.
Yeah, A site, C site, maybe B, but really when you're playing B, you're playing for one of the links to the other site, right? You're just kind of using the space a little bit to kind of do something different because A and C haven't been working the last couple rounds. We're getting into agent select. We're going to see which picks come in here. We might see that ISO pick, but so far we're looking at Sova at the very least on one of the other teams. A lot of the big brain plays, typically come from an initiator standpoint, so I expect a lot of them to have some sort of lineups or strategies are based around that.
You see the Cypher getting hovered now and then. I think the Cypher has started to pick up a lot of steam recently. I don't know what changed, but I swear for a while I was living the great life of seeing a bunch of Killjoy mains, and then Cypher became the ultimate sentinel.
Yes, with the reactivating trip, I think it's just going to take some getting used to, because the reactivation of the trip has really been hindering people. Like, somebody gets hit by the trip, they die, but the trip doesn't go away, and then the next person gets hit by it because they just think because the person died, the trip's gone away. So it's a little bit of just people not really understanding the new kit to react to it. But I think once people start reacting better, he'll go back to a more reasonable status that like he was before, a little more comparable to KJ.
I just saw Magnum. You might have peeked at it at the bottom left of your screen, but he just made a comment that he has no one unlocked on this Magnum account, so he's limited on options there.
All right, well, that is definitely a thing to consider with some of these multi-region players, is the account that is in the other region might not have the agents they would like to select. So we're going to see some Phoenix on both teams here, which I don't know that I would expect, in a top-tier gameplay, but I love Phoenix, to be honest, so I'm here for it.
All right, we'll be getting the game in just a couple of moments, so once again, as you see on the scoreboard, you got the Phoenix, Sova, Raze, Omen, and Killjoy for the defenders. That's going to be, Team B actually for us here, and then on the attacking side, Team A, Magnum on the Phoenix. Right, that's his decision, and then we got the Sova, Brimstone, Jets, and Cypher. Okay, here we go. The first round's coming up next. And it starts with, they're not going fast. This is great coaching advice. Not going fast immediately toward A, Spidey.
Yeah, we're seeing them all about to do it. To his Fields. Fields gets the first kill, but gets traded out by Magnum, and they're going to make their way onto A, knowing that they have been kind of found out in this placement.
Now they're going quickly. Here comes the curveball, but it's not able to connect there. And now Magnum's feeling confident with that great trading. It's a 2v4 scenario.
Planted.
The defenders doing this very hard retake. It's hard to see
Last
those
player
Sky
standing.
Smokes immediately met with the crossfire. All up to Katie Kana, who is taken out quickly by the Cypher. Nice play over there, Slidey.
Yeah, a little bit of a slow play to start with, but definitely escalated very quickly, which I love to see. Some teams, they'll get the pick, and they'll have that bit of a delay. It's like, okay, we got the kill, should we go? But it was just full steam ahead. You know, that's definitely some feedback some people need, you know, going into some rounds is, you know, once you get found out, if the plan is A, you need to go. Like, hesitation is what will get you caught on sight.
So we're seeing some different philosophies here for the attackers on this second round. Usually you want to buy up some guns. It's going to be a forced Vandal here on Magnum as Shui takes the space here. And
yeah, free orb, why not?
Yeah, definitely. Shui is Fields, by the way. And this is kind of a slow approach. I think some players get excited when they have the bigger guns. You feel like you can take the advantage, but if you lose the gun, it can get a little bit dangerous for you.
No, you don't. Into it. Gets Fields right out the gate into the garage, and now they have full space here. 5v2.
Paragon, low health there. Here comes the Team Magnum. Getting the spike down. This is planted for C Long, and they do have the numbers and the guns. Now, if you're on the defenders, what do you do here?
I think they're just kind of looking to maybe get some exits, and not really much they can do. The gun diff is there. One of them you have to drop a shorty for a classic just so they could get some medium range. Paragon with
one enemy remaining.
HP gets found out by Sana right there.
Trying to spray.
80, just trying to get one. Does get hurt. Maybe for a second, but Sana closes it out.
Well, there you go. Only one player lost there. You can carry the guns over to this third round. And team attackers, they're feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah, definitely 2-0, kind of how you want to start out. They did lose a couple guns last round, but they can definitely, you know, get away without that.
Right here.
Here comes the buy
Track them
round
down
for the defenders. They're buying out a bunch of Vandals and Phantoms, so they're feeling pretty good about themselves here. Trying to get this first round. Right now they're led by SlayerKey, the Killjoy. And I'd love to see the Killjoy versus Cypher action. The Killjoy set up on the C side. The attackers, there's some pause here. The strategy, Spidey, for the defenders is to put out those deep smokes and really just have the threat of making their presence potentially, you know, they're taking this space.
This looks a lot like the first round all over again. Because if you care about the first shots, it's found out by Misfit.
Good curveball there. And here we go, continuing on to site. Here come the attackers, but they're quickly being stopped here. Great play. That's 3. Oh, Sondo. Look at Sondo go.
One enemy remaining.
And now SlayerKey getting some extras. 2v1 scenario now. And Male was so busy going on this flank here. I don't know if they expect this. They will now with the alarm bot.
One enemy remaining.
That's
30 seconds
left.
left.
That's right. Oh! Look at that Cypher. Eggy there. I believe that was pretty good.
This is Male. Male was one of the latest of adds to this roster. We did have some last-minute cancellations, which is just goes to show that, you know, with the multi-region, you know, there's just so many things going on in the world. And just trying to get everybody in here. Again, we appreciate everybody that is able to stop it and participate in this, and especially again all the caster crew, Kagidu, you, and also Kaiser and just doing production. Appreciation to everybody for making this happen.
Look at that Immortal Buddy. This should get you some help here if you're Slayer. Oh, but 1v4 doesn't feel too good anymore.
I feel like the Owl Drone took some of those shots.
That's right. I mean, you got some target selection you gotta do. Do you shoot the Owl Drone, or do you shoot the players, or what happens when you see everyone? Your brain just can't comprehend everything. So curveball here for Paragon. And look at that high-low there on sights. The Jets got 3.
Standing.
Jet and Sova here. And now the last one standing, Sando. Might as well go in. With the Sheriff in hand.
Caught out.
So there's a flawless there. The attackers are up 4-0. Nice plays there from Garut.
I have money if you need.
AKA Misfit.
And we do love
Again, a couple of
Misfit
different
over here.
names due to the region difference, trying to get on some, some accounts that actually can play in the NA.
I mean, Jet is one of those default agents that do come out if you ever just make a new account and go on a different server. I feel like Jet's a pretty good option to start out with if you're very highly skilled, and you saw how great the sprays were there for Misfit.
Revealing area. There they are.
What about that
Spike down.
dart
A.
placement there, Spidey? That was really good. The Paragon able to go on this flank using the run it back.
Gets 2 with the gun drop. Traded guns and got the next one. Now Misfit all by themselves in long, stuck. And they all know it because they've done the pinch.
Nothing that Misfit can do there. So, the strategy here for the defenders has been to take up as much space as possible early on in the game. And it hasn't worked out the first 4 rounds, but here it works out great thanks to the run it back.
Yeah, the run it back. The last 2 rounds actually has been pretty much all about it. That C take before, mostly because Magnum was able to clear sight with the run it back and get all the way through CT to clear all that space. And then just then you just saw how much impact the Paragon had with their ultimate running up through short. 2 picks early, you can never go wrong with that.
SlayerKey's feeling confident there on the C side. We gotta keep a lookout for him. For the content. But so far, the attackers are not filling the C site. They're going to try to check out the mid area. They did lose a player there on grass.
I must wait a moment.
Lost one, but traded some damage onto the Rays, and we'll see if they can translate that into a kill later on. Oh, but Paragon gets a little froggy going up short, and Sana puts him down.
Now the Owl Drone to try to spot out the Sova there.
Smokes go down, but this is a fake, and this is well done. They've gone all the way off, but they're not really falling for it either. This is kind of interesting that they threw smokes and a dart down, but aren't rotating. And here comes the rotates finally. This is a zero. There was no respect for it at first.
Oh yeah, because you saw the dart come out on the A side and then all the footsteps A long. So that, I think the footsteps is what convinced the rotation over there. Now it should be a little obvious that they're not going on A. So it's going to be a 4v4 scenario here on the C
Spike
site.
planted.
There is the showstopper for retake. You think we see it here, Spidey?
Probably, because they do have a 44 here. I think they definitely go for it, but they'll need to, do it quickly. And I want to say the big thing there was Magnum's patience in waiting for the push, waiting for Killjoy to return the turret before actually going in. That was huge.
Watch your eyes.
Double curveball there. Oh, Mail's coming in on this flank. Now putting down the trips while Sando goes on with the showstopper, but no one's here to be found. And now here comes the confirmation. And a nice spray here using the Hunter's Fury and the Vandal play. Those 2 teammates doing great. Now Mail on site to confirm it for sure. What a great play by the attackers. You saw the use of Sana and the Hunter's Fury. And then the spray downs from Mail and Don't.
We saw the rocket come out, but they just couldn't really do anything with it. It put pressure and made everybody back up, but they just had the Sova Hunter's Fury ready to go, and there's too much to counter it, too many people alive, not enough info from the defender side.
Got a couple of ultimates available for the attackers. There is the Blade Storm, the Overdose Strike, and the Neural Theft, but you gotta get a kill first for that. Neural Theft, I think, is very valuable here for the attackers. They may rotate quickly if they can get it off.
Just gotta get that first pick, and that first pick has to be close to the Cypher. making their way through garage and mid.
Sana here. Slowly walking onto the C side. I don't think Slayer has any idea. And now Slayer has an idea. In fact, the defender is getting 2 as well. So those lurks aren't paying off here for the attackers. Oh, and Magnum touched the wrong fire there. Imagine if Phoenix can actually heal on a Brim Incinerary. I think that would be very busted.
Looks like they're still kind of poking around. You know, they got picked off twice, and now they kind of need to figure out what they're going to do. Choosing to group up back and spawn and need to make a decision here. 30 seconds
30
left.
seconds left.
Thank you, announcer.
The announcer will tell you that the economy isn't looking too good. You might as well just decide where you want to save or go. They are going to go. They do have the Brim Sky smokes available, and they smoke out the CT side, as well as Garage. Now clearing back sight. Sando's in position. Waiting. Oh, look at SlayerKey. SlayerKey coming in hot. The Killjoy never left the C side. It feels like that, at least. And they also got some help from the Hunter's Fury from Fields.
Ultimate's playing a huge part that round, and you know, I don't know if it's as huge of a part as them getting 2 picks early on. So the aim duels are really making an impact here.
So the defenders are getting a couple of rounds up. This is a classic Killjoy setup here. You put the turret for the garage. You can alarm bot anywhere. Usually it is on the B site. The SlayerKey is showing off how great the Killjoy can be. But the attackers are not scared. They're going quickly with the stim beacon. Now they're jet entering with the Blade Storm, and does spot out a couple of people, but it does do a very good job of clearing the entire site. You gotta look out for this Blade Storm, even on save round, Spidey.
Yeah, I mean, on save round, it's basically just a free gun. Vandal with 5 bullets that maybe gets a quick reload. Mixed in with a little bit of a shorty if you're one to right click it. There's only got one shot. Paragon trying to get this spam here was correct in doing it, but just couldn't get any tags.
I think it's a good enough delay, Spidey. They're taking a while to try to get on, and hopefully it's enough time, but here come the defenders. The orbital strike is available. You're gonna have to start the tap early. Here it comes. Now 2v1. There's not enough time.
Cage triggered.
Oh my gosh! Male coming back again. I think that's considered an ace. According to that cipher, putting an A+ on that one.
It's an ace in our hearts.
So a nice play there for the attackers, Spidey.
Yeah, attackers, you know, doing basically how you would expect attackers to do on Haven. It's 6-2 right now, but the game is not out of the hands of the Team Paragon. They can definitely come back out of this, but the attackers doing exactly what they need to do. You know, and Team Paragon really just needs to. You know, the success they were getting was getting those early picks. So if they can kind of put some coordinated pressure early on and get some of these picks, they can, you know, maybe get some more rounds out of this defensive side. And there's one of those quick picks. It got traded out, however. Oh, and Magnum with a crispy shot on Shui.
That's right. That's a very good play. Now the B side looks a little more clear, and now you have to run it back as well. But a nice paranoia there from the garage side. Causing a little delay. It still does not stop Magnum. Well, if we learn anything about today, these coaches and prod players are very, very good at getting 4Ks. And now here comes the ace from Magnum training. Clearly no training needed for the Phoenix.
What a champion. Bring Phoenix back.
I think that's like 3 kills with the run it back and then just staying strong for the rest of them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm loving every bit of this. If this convinces Phoenix to come back into the gameplay, I'll come back too. I'll be Radiant next week.
I think we've learned as well from our coach's interview that the Vandal seems to be a very good gun to use on high ping, and you saw right there, it didn't feel like 100 ping there. It was just very good crosshair placement and great timings.
Placing swarm grenade.
Yeah, I mean, nothing but just good decision making, good scaling with the crosshair placement as they went in. The Root making a crazy play right into SlayerKey's crosshair.
Look at SlayerKey dodging everything despite the recon, even using... Oh, well, now here comes the shorty that you mentioned. We were on an all-time high when you're Slayer there, but a nice delay. A couple players are hurt here. They're damaged. Paragon now trying to retake using that blaze. Oh, it's enough.
Gets one with it.
It's enough here, and now the defuse is starting. Not planted. Great for this Cypher, and this delay is very good. What a retake there for the defenders, led by the utility from Paragon.
Paragon with the pro placement of that blaze right onto default. You know, what can they do? They're sitting behind default. They either take the challenge from the people coming out of CT, or they swing out left in the open right into the crosshairs of the person in heaven. So great placement. You know, really put a damper on Don't's positioning.
Yes, this should do.
A nice use of the hot hands there for the Phoenix. Both Phoenixes are doing pretty well here. And don't forget the run it back is available for Paragon. I anticipate he wants to get all the space that he can. But where will he take this space? Which area is important?
Hear all this noise and grass. They're already through the garage.
Uh-oh, recon. And somehow still able to stay alive here. And Paragon getting another kill. Magnum continues, going with the aggressive play. And now the defenders are trying to collapse on. Last one standing, the Jets. Oh, a right click will do. Oh man, it's just too stressful for the attackers. They went in quickly, but so did the defenders.
Last round
of the half, 4-7. This is getting really interesting now. You know, I was expecting only maybe a few more rounds from the defenders, and they got two pretty quick. They could end this 5-7, which is a great place to be on Haven. And we still have the ultimate from Paragon on the Phoenix, and we're going to maybe see that this round, doing something a little early to maybe get some of that space.
The operator...
looks like it's going to be the wrong side, though. He's starting out A short, while the rest of the attackers are going to go on to C.
The operator there for Asando on defense toward the A side. Oh my gosh, but the attackers are going in so quickly. Here to go onto the C side. Everything is clear. I feel like the C push has been doing great for the attackers. It's just way too late for any sort of smoke, but it's going to be a full 5-person retake here for the defenders. They're just a little separated, but it starts with the defender Killjoy lockdown. Oh, what a push here from Magnum. And Don't as well, but now some backup has arrived. Oh, there's too much things to look at now. Here comes the orbital strike to take down the lockdown, making it 3v2. Still a neural threat is available. Uh-oh, Paragon walked inside of a big trap there. And now the showstopper up high, it's appearing. Where is it? It lands. And now, it's, of course, the classic from Don'ts, who was just so busy putting down the orbital strike earlier. And the incinerary. Everyone forgot about the brim, and that led to an 8-4 half.
Wow, what a trap. So they had, you know, a literal Cypher trap, but a trap within the trap, being the Molly from Don't, and just walked right into it and put a stop to it. Or, I'm sorry. Yeah, trap from Don't. Right?
It was a cyber cage, and then in the cyber cage from Male was the... Oh, no. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, no, yeah, that's right. Yeah, it is the cyber cage from Male. And then it was the incinerary from Don'ts inside of the cyber cage, and then Paragon walked into it and died. That was
There's just so much going on here. Only the coaches on these teams could have, you know, break that down and really tell us what happened, because there was just, it seemed like a lot of chaos going on. You know, it started with the bloodbath over the Killjoy ult, the lockdown happening, and the attackers were trying to put a stop to it to stop the push, and things kind of just really went into chaos from there.
So we got a little pause here at the halftime. Taking a little bit of a break here. You look at the scoreboard. We got Paragon on top for the now attackers. 10 kills there alongside SlayerKey. And then for the now defenders, it's Male doing a lot of stuff alongside Magnum. That Cypher had a very productive attacking side. Who knows what the Cypher can do on the defending side? That's what the Sentinels are there for.
Yeah, Male had at least 2 pretty clutch plays, if I recall. You know, at least one that looked kind of like an ace to us. And, you know, that clutch that kind of closed out one of the rounds early on really set the tone.
Don't just got highlighted there with the Sova recon. Big shout out to our Sova mains on both sides. Now here comes the plant. This is the first time that we're on B, especially for the first round of the half. Here comes the retake. Starts out with Mail with the kill. Now the Brim Sky Smoke's disappearing. Nice shock dart there. Garut taking advantage. That's Misfits over there. Now the defuse starting. SlayerKey gets a kill. It's going to be now up to the Sova. Wow, what a fast retake there by the defenders.
Yeah, Fields not quite able to hold it off. You know, the other team, it was getting pretty close. The Asano had, what, 10 HP. The Paragon, I think, had some chip damage. You know, there was a lot of stuff going on there, and it could have gone either way, but Fields not able to close it out. I'm sorry, Magnum, not Paragon. These Phoenixes, I'm just I'm not used to having 2 Phoenixes in a match. You know, I'm not even used to having
You've
one.
never seen it?
2.
The Phoenix is that rare for you?
For me, they are. You know,
Oh, wow.
I love to see them, but it just never happens for me.
Oh, this is a nice spot.
Maybe I'll be the one to bring it back. I'm going to start the wave after these matches.
You know, he's a very simple agent, I believe, in terms of his utility. Like, if you really just wanted to go in hot and have some utilities, he's simple there. But mastering Phoenix, I think, has been something that we've been seeing from both sides. Somehow surviving there, Paragon, I think it's a good luck charm as well. The Stinger Gang's doing a lot of work, but look at Sana with the Spectre, even better there.
Player standing.
And now it will be up to the masterclass
Spike
of
planted.
the Jet. Uh-oh.
Can they do?
Oh, you gotta hit the head there. Body shots are 50. And so it's going to work out for the attackers here. They've won the second round here.
Don't worry. There are other ways.
Misfit not able to clutch it out, but yeah, things are looking pretty. Like I said, these are about the things you'd expect to happen. They did manage to come back and get the second round on the attack side, which is good, and you know, kind of get the economy going for themselves. So this might be kind of a lock-in for them. If they can get this, this would be a great start to their half on attack side.
Here we go to round number 3 in the second half. Very quickly farming for the orbs here. They're farming it for the Phoenix. What about this fast rotate? They're going to be spotted out by this turret, so they definitely know someone is there. Oh, they're reversing now. They're going to try to fight this. 3 players there with the jump kick, but they got to fight against this Spectre as well. Another blind side, but good counter here for Field.
It's the shock dart!
And this could be a 3K easily.
One enemy remaining.
But SlayerKey already there to help out on site.
Flawless.
And so that hard flank doesn't work out there. But wow, that was very fun to watch, Spidey.
Yeah, I mean, the attackers kind of heard stuff happening in grass, but you know, I think they were expecting some people to be in arches or mid window on the defensive side, trying to maybe just crunch in there. And you know, once they heard the flashbang on long, they knew to push all the way through. And the attackers, you know, kind of heard that happening once they had that flank protection go off from SlayerKey, and kind of signaled them to turn around and, you know, stop the flank. Just smart play, you know. So a lot of this seems fundamental, but when everybody is on that same page, it definitely, you know, takes a huge part of it.
Paragon's really liking this play here, despite all the smokes. Using the run it back, there is no punishment to take the C site, so both teams really liking the C push. However, no information there from CT. Now the plant has to be cancelled because of the Hunter's Fury being used by Sana. But that ult is used. Now they plant toward the long side, and it'll be a 5v5.
Planted.
That's done.
I am getting a quick one to start things out, making the push in. Sana getting 2 on Paragon and Sando.
Last player
Now this
standing.
retake is looking a lot more believable. Shui Fields by themselves.
It looked pretty good over there.
Cheers.
Good job for the defenders. They go quickly, just as fast as the attackers took the site.
We good.
And sometimes it's a game plan that teams have to figure out. Do they want to fight the site, or do they want to retake it? And, you know, I wonder what these coaches, how they decide when they want to play for a retake. Do they decide as part of the overall game plan, or is that something they decide on the spot?
Probably on the spot. There's just so many variables that can happen mid-round. You know, once you get to the retake, how many people do you have left? How many people do they have left? What ults can you use? Are your ults ready? Like if you have a Killjoy, are they in Garage or are they in C-Link where they, are in position to do that quickly? Because if you don't have time for the ult to go off, it's a huge waste. Oh, Katie with a great shot on Misfit to start this round off. The attackers get found on A, so if they can get the second pick on mid, this would blow things up. Catching those retakes would be massive. Magnum's putting a stop to it, using the run it back, but it gets taken up by Slayer.
That's right. There's the run it back. That's like the first time we saw the run it back disappear very early on.
Yeah, it's the first time anybody's taken out. Normally everybody just runs away.
It's been very effective early on. Some more kills. The Neuro Theft is available. Spotting out the push toward the A side by the attackers. They got the site control now. And see if there's any lineups here. Sando does take the Heaven control. Unexpected by Sana. And now the retake is looking a little harder. I've never liked this A retake. It's just so hard because you got players like Sando who now regenerates the nade. Spotting out Don'ts, and the pursuit is on. If you want content, you use the showstopper. But instead you use the power of friendship, and it's 7-10.
The power of friendship.
The best story. I'm sure these coaches know each other. They get
a few of them, I think, do.
Big networking opportunity. Everyone's like learning strats and stuff. Good practice for the knowledge too. Like I wonder if the coaching is a lot different when you're doing it live and you have to kind of explain it to yourself. This is what I would do. Well, you're doing it live now.
Right, yeah. If they don't know each other before, I think they will now. Like Paragon was mentioning during the interview, it's like this is a huge opportunity for some of them that don't maybe get some of the recognition just because there's just so many people. But there's a lot of great coaches in here, great people, great observers. So definitely expect some networking to happen here. And Fields getting an early pick on Don't, and that's going to open things up. Getting a kill in Garage is, I think, one of the biggest kills you can get on the map because it opens up the pressure on B. The people might have to rotate off A. Oh, that was disgusting. Misfit. Oh my gosh.
Looking to take advantage of that distraction there on the C site now, the attackers. Great timing here on this peek toward the B main area. You don't want to get flashed here. Now here comes everything. And now look at that combination. Being flashed and unable to shoot down the recon because of that flash. That has to be very coordinated.
Absolutely, and just to the jet dash on top of that, just not be able to react to all three things. Definitely some coordination happening there. Paragon sneaks back sight. The Jet, none the wiser.
It's looking pretty good here for the attackers. We saw Katie doing a couple of kills earlier and getting that kill here. And the From the Shadows is available. Now, everyone has a lot of different philosophies of how to use that Omen ult. I don't know what this Omen's going to do here, or what the strat will be. They do leave the spike on the spawn side for now, usually in a swing position, as we call it. So, depending on which site you go to, I'm sure the ult might be used here.
Yeah, I mean, there's the strat of, using it to look somewhere to take space. Are there people there? And there's also the strat where you just take it and you drop the bomb on top of the defense, and then you ult to take it back.
No charges left.
Misfits want some more here. That high off angle. It's so hard to call it an off angle because Jets can stand there a lot on top of that C box, but it's such an effective area to be that's only unique to those that can get up there. And now the Jet wants more.
Oh, knows how close they are because they heard it go off.
That was a great battle there. Fields winning it out. But it's going to be an A push. It's going to go straight into the Cypher util. I don't know if they're going to fall for this. That kill was nice though for Fields. And it doesn't stop Mail. Mail is staying here, anticipating this A push. All the Cypher util being shot down. The lurkers are falling apart now. And so is the Cypher. A change of events now. Very, very interesting. A 2v2. They've got the dark cover there for CT, Spidey.
What seemed pretty one-sided had turned into a 2v2 somehow. This is not quite how I expected this round to go. Time
Paranoid's
starting to
prepared.
tick. Need to consider this. Katie ready for the flash to go through.
They have a cross here. Uh-oh. Oh, the
The
delay.
Rosa, no!
No, it doesn't matter. Here
But
comes
it doesn't
Katie.
matter!
Here's Katie. Wow, I think that was actually a party. You remember, this is an animation of starting the showstopper, but that was actually the green light for Katie Kana to start the party on her own.
You know, for a second, like we were spectating Katie for a second there with the flash out, and I was like, oh no, she's throwing. She didn't use it, and then she comes out with the clutch at the end and totally makes up for it. Great finish by Katie.
The match is a little more even now. There's a chance to tie the game with the help of the Killjoy lockdown, which is usually used on the A side, which is a space that the defenders will take. That's 3 of them over there. Oh, Magnum. Magnum's on fire again.
They can get out. They can ultimate, though, and get some of that HP back.
The drone to clear. And Dolan's gonna have to really back out here, but it's
Gotta
gonna
book
be
it.
tough.
Oh no!
This might be a green light for the A side after that. After getting those kills. That 1 kill. Using the blaze to cover the area, trying to clear the hell side. Spotting out the 2 defenders here. And now it's everything falling apart for the defenders. You definitely have to save here if you're male.
Oh, 100%. Paragon, I just want to shout out just the scaling that they were doing there to take a site. Just non-stop running. The flame wall, you know, just perfect. The flash, you know, keeping them out of corners. You know, they weren't in them, of course, this round, but the flash is just to cover the backs of the people that, you know, could have been there, so they could just keep running through and taking that site. Just crisp play by the attackers.
The score 10 to
This is a
10.
nice spot. This goes here.
Couple of ultimates available there for the defenders now. Orbital Strike can do a pretty good job of denying a plant, but so far the momentum has not really been on the defender's side. In fact, in this half, it's 6 to 2 in favor of the attackers. That's how we got to this point. Oh, and now a slight peek through the Neural Theft. It's the green light for SlayerKey to put down this lockdown, which is countered quickly by the safe use of the Hunter's Fury.
Joke's over.
And through that distraction, Katie says, I'm gonna go A. Uh-oh, but here come the defenders. Oh god, great protection from Fields there, and Spidey. It's looking pretty good for the attackers after that distraction play on B.
Yeah, I mean, the decision-making to just switch completely off B after putting the lockdown down. And
remaining.
Oh, that curveball saved the team. It's 11 to 10. Look at the attackers go. SlayerKey's got the script.
Yeah, I mean, that was just... Oh, how do you put words into that? Just because it was so just... These people... A lot of these people don't know each other, you know? And they're just playing so well together. It's just like... Because a lot of content creators and personalities just have this, you know, theory that...
Here.
Well, not it's not really a theory, but just this thought that everybody
Now,
should communicate
where
and
to
communicate
set up
well.
shop?
And when you
This is
put a
nice.
bunch of people that have that same mind in the same room and everybody's, you know, willing to work together, it just makes doing these sorts of things so easy. Nobody's got an ego except for Male here, who just ego peeks out of garage like a maniac.
Yeah, that is a strat as a Sentinel main. Peek out in the open and use your Guardian. Now, these players, they got good aim. It's not like, oh, they're coaches because of just brain power. They've got the mechanical skills as well. And the Guardian is one of those great guns to use to get those one taps.
Anyways, I don't even know where I was, but yeah. So just, you know, having that thought that, you know, everybody can communicate well just makes things like, all right, what we need to happen is we need Killjoy to plant in front of B. If it doesn't work, you know, Omen's going to teleport to A. We need at least 2 people back in window that can rush to A quickly to help them out. You know, just things like that just seem so easy from a third-person view. But if one person doesn't do their part, things fall apart.
Look at Sando here. Sando's going for more.
Enemy remaining.
Where's the Brimstone? Ooh. What a
Get
great
some
display
damage,
there.
though.
Yeah.
2v1 and 11 HP to their name. Don't bring it back.
They've got the cross here. Oh, and
Does
Paragon
no idea
misses,
about- Oh,
but
he misses
they've
the
got
shot.
back up. Yeah, it's okay. Paragon knew exactly what the plan was.
I'm gonna call that one the
Match
the
point.
ping the ping challenge right there.
Yes.
Gave themselves a sliver peek to make the shot, and not thinking about it. Well, I'm not gonna know they crossed until 0.1 seconds later.
It's not that easy. Point one is a lot of time. Some people don't realize this.
Yeah, when
unless
you think
they
about
actually
reaction
play.
times, the quickest reaction time the average person have, I think it was like a little over 0.2 seconds. So taking away half of your, average time that you'll be able to react, that's just almost impossible.
Good recon dart there. For the guard inside, trying to be countered by more utility. Paragon wants to push the agenda here,
Going up.
throwing in all sorts of fire. It doesn't burn down anything on this map though, despite the fact it's made of wood. Oh, they're not expecting Mail though. And Mail spraying to get one. Wisely backs out here. Now it's
Spike down.
back onto the A site with Magnum to get more. And this is a round that they do need for the defenders. Obviously, the first team, the third team, wins the game, so they're feeling good that they can at least get those 2 kills and stall out the attackers.
Definitely need this. They got 2 picks early, which is one of the key things I was saying earlier, is the defensive size. If they can get early picks, it really helps their chances of getting around. And they're looking at 5v3 or 4.5v3, I guess, because one of their agents is 10 HP.
And that agent is on the A side right now. His son is holding for the entryway. Here the ult orb being picked up. Magnum
30
with
seconds
the lineup
left.
here. The curveball comes in hot, but blinds himself. And now the numbers are a little more even here. What a change of events. Now here comes the orbital strike. They're gonna plan for backside now. Uh-oh, here comes Paragon. Paragon is angry. Paragon continues. And stalls out the defenders for a bit. Oh, what do you do here, Spidey, as the defenders? You gotta go for this, obviously.
Hey, you have to go in. You have to do it quickly. You need to pick early, not letting them, get into new positions. You had a little bit of info there, going in, and now we've waited too long. They've changed positions.
Oh!
Enemy remaining.
Oh, don't!
Last player
Oh my goodness, and now Mail up high and down hard. I guess that's a way to win the round.
Spike diffused.
So, I was gonna say they changed positions and they have no idea, but I think somebody was in Brimstone's ear just telling Dolt where everybody was, and able to get 2 crispy flicks there. And then Mail with the Batman move is dropping out of heaven on top of their head, giving them some justice to win the round for the defense.
This goes here.
The economy, though, is a little hurt for the defenders. They're able to get out 2 Vandals, a Guardian, a Bulldog, and that's all they can buy out here. They've got to win this round. They spot out Magnum, and now here comes Garoots! The power of Garoots, powered by Misfits, and they're continuing. They know where the Silva is. Oh, but they're able to get they're trading 2 more! Look at SlayerKey! SlayerKey says, I want to win the game right now.
That's crazy that they just went all the way up C-Long, completely dry, and managed to get 2 so early. And then it just turned into a bloodbath after that. But, oh my gosh. Getting 2 to start with is just massive for them.
Paragon might have the greatest timing
with the
here, Spidey.
flank here. Oh my god. Does he
That's
turn
right.
around?
Here it is.
Last player standing.
Mail's
He
flying
does!
out, and now here comes the Neural Theft. Know where the Killjoy is. Killjoy rotating toward A. You can still reverse if you want. That's the strat here. Slayer is reversing. Toward the C site quickly. And the
Mail has
lockdown
all
is
their
available
util.
with the Swarm Grenade Spidey.
Oh, this is such a
30
weird
seconds
decision from the Cypher, knowing you have all the utility on A. You could have spent all that time,
Spike planted.
flexing towards C until you got the info.
Here comes the setup here for Slayer. Everything is set up now. You gotta get up quickly though. 7 health here. And you got the lockdown. Oh, he's gonna fight this. He's
This
thinking
is
about fighting
crazy.
this right now. You better get back. Now he thinks wisely. Now, do you use the lockdown early? As a Killjoy man, I think you do it early here.
You should run.
Here it comes.
Well, yeah, here it comes. I don't know if I use it early or not, just because it gives away your positioning. Knows they're in the cubby now.
One
Just gonna
swarm.
push in.
Oh, it's enough time. Oh no! Oh, but Mail is unable to shoot down the lockdown. Oh, you hate to see it sometimes from Cypher, but you love to see it as a Killjoy main.
Oh no! Has nothing they can do.
Very great play from Slayer. Well, that was exciting. I mean, as a Killjoy main, I'm very excited about that. I think, you know, you do put down the lockdown early, knowing that, like, I think the defenders, like, they understand, oh, the Killjoy's putting down Util, and, like, all this stalling material, you gotta be able to be able to counteract that ult as quickly as possible. And I thought the timing was actually there for Cypher, but I guess it wasn't enough time. You didn't account for how much health that lockdown had. 200 HP, by the way. So
how much it had versus also how much it would take to shoot it through a wall. You know, if they just strafed out just a little bit, they might have time to, you know, shoot it down and get back. But wow, what a first map. 13-11, taking it right to the brink. Mail kicking things off 24-15. Huge. And Paragon rocking the Phoenix 23-13. There's some big dogs in here that are ready to shoot some people. You know, they're just playing their hearts out already. Some of them playing on, you know, 100-something ping, performing like this. You know, props to everybody playing so far. What a first map. We're going to go into a short break here, though. Anything you want to say before we kick things off to our break and go into the next map?
I think we actually have a replay coming up at some point. And one of the big plays of the game here, Spidey, was that ace that we saw from the Phoenix. It was, and both Phoenixes played great, but like the run it backs was just, it was just so fun to watch. Here's the replay right now. Magnum here. Look at this masterclass. They're taking the B site. Remember, the B site was not taking as much, Spidey, but like he just went in there, had to run it back, got a couple of kills, and then he just held his ground.
Gets 3 kills before they even break the barrier of B. It's just crazy to start out a site take that way with getting 3 kills and being verse 2. But also you saw earlier on where they traded places within the Cypher cage just because, you know, who would go through that? You know, just you have nothing to lose as the run it back, you know, just running through anywhere, everywhere and everywhere. So, you know, just kicking things off there with both Phoenixes on both sides, you know, definitely performing either way for the run it backs, and just huge value. You know, like I said before, like I didn't expect them to use Phoenix at all, you know, going into it, and seeing both teams use it and use it effectively, you know, you love to see it.
All right, it looks like it will be break time. It might be break time. I know my audio stopped working for our production call, so I'm just going with what the chat says here. But
yeah, I think they were just giving us a chance to, you know, not have any of the game audio, so just let us, you know, able to talk over it a little easier. And we're going to go into a short break, and then we're going to go into our next map, which I am trying to find.
It will be I had it right here. It's Sunset.
Sunset. Next map.
Soon.
One of my favorite maps. I cannot wait for this next map. So we're going to go into a break, and we will be back just shortly.
Alrighty.
Welcome back to SlayerKey and Rendezvous Valorant's Coach Gauntlet. We're back after map 1, where Team SlayerKey got the first map win, and we're going to go talk to some of the teams to start out and get a little preview of what's on their mind.
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk to Team A. All right, we're here with Team A. Here we go. We got the audio feed now.
Hello.
Yeah,
that
we're
game-
Team A. What's up?
How do y'all feel about that game that we just played? It was very exciting.
Well, it was very interesting playing on high ping for the first time.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It's kind of horrible actually.
Felt great.
But yeah, it was a really tight match, so that's cool.
Yeah, it's definitely very close. How did it feel to have a Cypher, popping off like no other Cypher can?
Well, amazing. He got us like I don't know how many rounds, but a lot. He got us a lot of rounds. It was really nice to have him clutch up and just swing garage and get 2 and not die. That was crazy.
Yeah, solo
lucky.
peek mid, get 2, easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that Guardian play. Is that your favorite gun?
It's up there. I don't know if it always shot like that, I would probably like it more, but that doesn't happen too often.
Love to see it.
Fair
So you
enough,
guys were
fair
really
enough.
close map 1. Any changes you're looking to maybe make to go into map 2?
More shorty kills.
Yeah, more shorty kills.
That's fair. That's fair.
I
Okay.
saw a
And
couple of them.
agent-wise, we don't really have many options. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we did
went
see
in
that
agent
early on.
Select, and we were like, oh
Yeah.
no.
And I already
Yeah.
used both of my agent unlocks on this account, I believe.
And who
On
are those
what
options?
Okay, Brim, Jet, Phoenix, Raze, Sage, Sova.
Hmm.
Wait, actually,
Wait.
I think I
Hold
can
on, you
unlock
should
an
have one.
agent.
Yeah,
No, no, it's not tiered up yet.
Oh,
Unlucky.
unlucky.
For
Unlucky.
viewers that are not familiar, you gotta play the game enough, and you get the 2 agent unlocks. So that's what that account gotta do. But
Yeah, unlucky.
alright. Any message you want to send to Team B?
Watch out, because we're used to it now, the ping.
Yup.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right,
We're
You're
you're
gonna.
gonna go
scared now.
crazy.
Higher ping, better rewards. Good luck to Team A.
Yep. Yeah. So we're looking at
Alright,
at
everyone.
pings, and we're looking for more shorties, and we'll let them
Yep.
know to watch out for them close corners.
Yeah. I wouldn't. Me personally, I would not be walking into smokes.
Oh,
That's
okay.
all.
Yeah, they're gonna get that message for sure. Maybe the hard way. We'll see what happens. All right, everyone. Let's now go to Team B. Okay. Now we're in Team B.
Hello.
Yo.
All right, you see how excited they are. How y'all feeling after that great clutch round that went totally to plan?
Petrified.
We were playing it from round 1. We wanted to give him some early hope. We ended up coming back as according to everything. Just another casual day for the best team in this lobby.
Ah,
Oh, the best thing.
best
They did
team
sing a.
Team B.
They brought us over here with a message. They said they're ready with their pings. They know what they're to expect now, and also stay out of smokes because there's a lot of shorties on the map from now on.
Did you hear that?
What is your response
Play
to
in
that?
smokes. Okay? They will never
You can
expect
be
that.
you can be as ready as you think you are, but you'll never be able to beat us. There's
You know,
a
you'll have to
difference
worry
between
about-
being ready and being better,
Alright,
and we're just
alright.
It's
better.
over now.
You just have to be in the smoke first. That's all, right? You don't have to worry about someone else being in there if you just get in there first.
Yeah.
What is going to be your strategy on this map?
So,
yeah,
wait,
yeah.
what was it again? I'm sorry.
What is going to be your strategy on Sunset? Wink, wink.
Oh, on Sunset. Well, we'll do the generic breach and raise combo and A main, and that just so we can get it out there, and then practically fake A every time, go C. I mean, if it works in comp, can't go wrong.
Don't tell that.
Alright.
Wait, they're probably watching the stream right now. We're not doing anything like that. Our plan is completely random and not.
What are you
that.
talking about? Talking about?
We're talking about
We're just
Sunset, though, right?
curious about
Look
the
at the
idea,
script.
you know?
Oh,
Yeah.
We're supposed to follow the script.
I look forward to seeing you all going to the
Wait, I
seaside
forgot to
for sure.
check
I
this
think that would
game.
be very good plan. What
What
you have
page
a
are we on?
message? You have a message for Team A.
Before we give the message, I personally like to say, like, everybody that was currently on the team had their own unique ideas and strats. I was honestly so happy to be a
Oh, I
part of
found
this
it.
because usually I tend to be the one making strats and everybody kind of like messes them up in some small ways or another. But here, everybody had their own like unique ideas, twists, and so we ended up really playing off each other. But the callouts, the strats, just the comms were so good that we ended up just communicating in such a clear way that I didn't really expect, which is something great whenever you're playing with random teammates. So overall, it's just a pleasure to be playing.
Wow, that's great.
Love
It's
to
just
hear
like
it.
my chemistry with Spidey.
Love to hear it. Yeah, we were commenting about it, after that last map that, it just seemed really cool that everybody kind of seemed to be on the same page at all times. Lots of unique stuff happening, but everybody, seemed to be on the same page at all times, just going, if we're not going B, everybody go A. And it just seemed very quick, just everybody was on, like, I don't know how else to say it. So everybody's on the same page. It was lovely.
Yeah, efficient's a good word. Definitely. All right. Well, good luck to Team B.
Thank you.
Yeah. Cheers.
And now we'll return to our little world.
Here we are back in our little world.
Yes. Let's see if our audio is prepared here. It should be prepared now. Yeah, so we learned a lot from these coaches. I mean, that is something that we did talk about earlier, Spidey. It was the fact that these coaches, they may have different philosophies, but because they do a very good job of communicating. I mean, whether it's coaches or prod, like communication is key, and it seems they have that down.
Yeah, and one of the things I love to hear from that just now was it's not just Paragon calling everything. He was the one that's primarily speaking there, and it's not just one person calling. And the beauty that brings is that everybody has those different personalities and ways of playing the game that you become that much more unpredictable. So you think you finally have a hang on what Paragon's calling on the other side, and then they completely switch up to a different tactic and really just open things up for everybody.
And now I'm very curious if either of these teams are faking their strats on the stream. Like if they are actually aware that their strats are now leaked. Are we going to see the breach and raise? Are we going to see shorties inside of smokes? On Sunset, no less.
I don't think we're going C on Sunset. I'm going to call that right now. I don't think that's going to happen this round.
Oh, I don't know. I think that is a viable strat. Have you heard of that night market that's going to happen on the outside of B?
Hey, just you shoot every time you see a Sova dart go off in the distance, it's exploring more of that C site.
It's a very nice map, by the way, if you all ever explore that. Although it does jump scare me. I don't know about you, Spidey, but every time I load into Sunset, I immediately hear one of those. I don't know if it's like a big bus or an airplane or some sort of transportation vehicle that makes a very loud howling noise, and it jolts me awake.
It was almost like the door sound you get on Lotus. Just that you're just constantly opening the door. It's just like that terrifying grinding sound. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I remember when the Lotus door first came out, and everyone was like, what headsets were the devs wearing? Because that door is loud.
It was just crumbling, so crazily loud. Oh my gosh! I'm glad we're not going to Sunset here. I'm sorry, not going to Lotus, and we're instead going to Sunset. Sunset's become one of my favorite maps. It's become kind of like the secondary ascent, where it's just kind of like everybody kind of knows how to play that map, and it's just very natural feeling. It's not like I'm learning a new way to play the game, but just because it's a new map and I'm able to kind of play in a more comfortable setting. So let's see if we're going to get into this next map. Looks like both teams are ready, and we're just going to wait to get kicked off into Agent Select and be ready to go.
One thing that is for sure a thing, or not a thing rather, is the fact that we haven't seen an ISO yet. No
ISO, because no accounts with ISO. I think seems to be the problem there. We had some people having to come on different accounts, like we mentioned earlier on, and They don't have the agent pool to do it.
Yeah,
Step
that is
one,
pretty
you
funny.
have to play the game on the account to pick new agents.
Yes. And even that, like, I mean, I'm sure a lot of players have this scenario where they want to pick like their mains or whatever. I mean, there's only 2 options that you could pick, unless your main is one of the default agents. So, and I don't think ISO is going to be the one you pick unless you make a new account just to play ISO. Even then, though, like it takes a week's worth of time to unlock ISO if you really played a lot. I think for all the agents is about the same. And 200 XP is a lot of XP, but the weeklies are worth a lot too.
Yeah, we are looking at some. Looks like both teams are looking to pick an Omen. They are looking at the Rays on the one side, and yeah, it looks like they were serious about the Breach Rays combo. Field and Sando ready to lock it in to get that combo going on to A main. So we're expecting that right out the gate.
Here are the Raze lock-ins. Raze, I think, is very good on this map. There's a lot of satchel methods on the A side in particular. But what about the Gecko making an appearance in his hometown?
Yeah, Gecko kicking off is pretty interesting. There's definitely a lot of little windows and stuff and things you can throw the blind through. But the big pick that I've seen from competitive play is Cypher. SlayerKey busting the Cypher out because there's a lot of cam spots that can kind of really just lock down entire areas if you leave that cam up.
All right, here we go in game now. Coming up shortly, you see the nice aerial views of sunset here in front of you. This area right here, this little elbow side, like that area, I've never really figured out on the mid area. Like I've always gotten destroyed, and I think the mid control is important for both sides. If we saw from the last game, it was very important for whoever was on the defender side to take up all that space in the A long area on Haven. Here, I think it's the same type of concept in mid.
Crazy sound you mentioned.
Girl. It do be like that sometimes. Okay, here we go. It's the second game of the day here. Slayer's team is up 1-0 in this Exposure series. And it starts out with the fast push from Kovac. And, wow, this is very fast gameplay for the attackers. I was talking about how the defenders should go quickly. But now it's the attackers that are really quick.
Spike planted.
Spike is planted now, Spidey. This is going to be very interesting. Oh, now they're walled out.
Big value from the Sage.
So tough. Where do you go from here? It's smoked out as well. Oh, Kovac tried to do something interesting. He's trying to jump over.
Oh, he wants it. Oh, he gets seen by Sando.
The sandals.
Satchel out.
Oh no, now the wall's broken for sure.
One enemy remaining.
Sando ace plants into Don't and quickly traded out by Magnum to give the attackers a 1-0 lead.
Don't, also known as Soggy Beans, the one that was telling us be watching out for shorties, gets the right-click kill on the flying Rays.
Yeah, I think a lot of stuff happened there. For sure. I mean, whenever you use a satchel and you're expecting all this clearance, like a lot of the mechanics of satcheling in is predetermined by the by just like muscle memory and all of that stuff. Now we go into round number 2. And it's a quick.
Hey, they just gave it up completely.
Yeah, but they were relying on that fast flank in mid, and it works out great for Sando so far. And continuing now, the defenders, it's working out great on the flank. They've got the numbers here. The spike is planted, though, with the better guns available. Here comes the Yoru. Kovac getting one, and no Slayers there. Slayer trying to challenge with that right click. And now the rest of the team is coming in. Oh, a self-blind here.
Last player standing.
And somehow staying alive, Kovac able to get the 3 kills, and it's 2-0.
All right, 2-0, starting on for the attack side. I'm not quite sure how I feel about whether it's attacker defensive sided just yet. You know, the map has been out for a little while here now, but I still feel like, you know, if you get enough coordination on either side, you can still, you know, come out on top on either side.
Well,
Also
I
depends a
would
little bit on
say,
the comp, right?
yeah, of course, it depends on the comp, but I'd say like any map where the defenders don't know how to defend an unfamiliar map would make it automatically attacker-sided. But more importantly, I think it's the mid control. And both teams realized this. We saw in the last round how much mid was just given up because the defenders ran straight through it, able to get those kills. And now in this scenario, they are aware if anyone does push out a mid, oh, a clone is appearing. KD hears all this noise. Oh, they're not looking! Ah, but the misfire there. But still, Fields is able to get those 2 kills on defense. And now the numbers advantage is in favor of them.
Oh, Sando almost catches the Sage walking up.
Run, little man!
Gecko utility. Fields ready to put the stun out and get things going. Fighting for their life on site. Paragon swings out from CT.
Enemy remaining.
Gets a kill on Garut and gets traded out from Don't, who gets traded about Shui. Lots of trades. 2v1 now. Male all by themselves. We've seen him clutch before.
No wingman though here.
No wingman.
He's gonna have to plant by himself. So spot out 1. Here comes the Dizzy. It is buffed in this hatch. Uh-oh.
Oh.
SlayerKey was ready for it.
Not buffed enough.
Well, it can't go through walls. That's for sure. It's very squishy, but it's unable to fire without vision, and it has to go through walls that way too. So it works out great for team defenders.
Yep, first gun round for them. They did lose a lot there, so they're going to be pretty light going into this round. And 2-1, now the Team B attackers are going to have lots of guns to come back with and try to get stack these wins up for themselves.
Quick Dizzy for B main. A lot of presence made there, and look at that rotation over toward the B side by Katie. Meanwhile, Sage slowed there for that exit. So the mid control area on the main side, or the attacking side, putting out the dark cover toward that little stairs area, I think is the most common. Uh-oh! Party time
gets
in
killed
mid.
during the TP. The worst feeling. And
Look
there's
at
the
all
Rosa
that
when you
mid
need him.
control now. And now here comes a Thrash, which skips Cypher.
Skips
Oh, they're
all
not
of them.
aware. They're unaware of SlayerKey. Now SlayerKey continues and gets the spray down for 2. The spike is out in the open. Oh, but not shot down SlayerKey. The target selection. Now Male getting 2. But low health, 2v1 scenario. The defenders with full health trying to go through the market side. And they're going to have to fight Male here, but no utility for the Gecko.
They managed to get the bomb down, but yeah, SlayerKey able to get 2 before they're even able to set foot into sight. And they got a little bit antsy trying to get that 3rd kill, but definitely makes it pretty easy on the defense. All they need to do is just get through Male. He's trying to stick it. He does stick it. Whoa. Male with the clutch. 4 kills. Whoa.
Well, that's called a lot of trust in your teammates when it comes to the defuse, and it didn't work too well because Male kept peeking.
You know, I don't know which I'd rather have there because the time was running out, but yeah, the faith of the teammates there is just impeccable.
Careful.
It really was. Or perhaps it was just, try to get half no matter what, and then try to get the trade-off. But I think it kind of surprised Male a little bit too. Male just peeked out and said, okay, I'll take this free kill here.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
But it's not always that free. It is not as simple as, you're going to keep defusing. And sometimes you got to double take it, but gutsy play didn't pay off there. And now here comes the A play this time for the attackers as they wall off the CT. Oh no, that's the this is CT side on the left side. Now the sheriffs. Look at that, Spidey. Good about that.
That's a couple little one taps there and thinning out the herd.
SlayerKey spring. It didn't work out here. Both defenders separated. Paragon trying to put on the show. Now SlayerKey's got to make a decision. The viewers are probably saying, "Go Slayer, go! You've done this before!" But it looks like it's time to play for the exits.
Put down.
There's one exit there. So, it's going to be 4-1 for the attackers. I think the fast play has worked out pretty great for them. They can get on site quickly, or they take the mid control, but it's kind of a hit or miss there as well.
Yeah, I think it's you know, they're playing retake at the moment, and they're just giving up a little too much, I think, on the A side. You know, SlayerKey's fought for B, you know, pretty consistently, and you see him, you know, sliding over to A now. So I think we're going to see a little bit more of a hard fight for A. And yeah, I think the attackers are kind of seeing that A is pretty free, and they're just giving it up. And you know, we see them stacking here now, so SlayerKey's going to have a huge fight on their hands.
This has to be like a flash play here, right? They use the paranoia only, and then the dimensional drift is going to clear out the A side that Yoru continuing, and Mail caught out with the Cypher trip, but Kovac is prepared on the other side. Oh, but caught again by the trips. Remember, the trips do regenerate if you don't shoot them down now, and unable to execute that plan. Now the Hunter's Fury from the defending side is coming in hot, trying to get some damage done. Misfits getting one. Sando on the other side as well. 4v2, but 2 players low health on the defenders. Down goes one of them. Now the spray toward the elbow side. Misfits repositioning. The defuse is starting. Here's the Omen.
Are they going to double stick again? Oh, they
no
don't double stick
this
Paragon
time.
wins!
No stick this time. Now, Paragon did get it to half there, so Spidey, it works out pretty good. I mean, it's pretty close with the 5 health.
You see the dart towards C site.
Yeah, that's right. There is a C site on this map.
We were about to see it, but the dart just couldn't make it in time.
Yeah, nothing leaked there for sure.
Just giving a hint to next half's plays. Yeah, there can't be any coincidence. He didn't stick it and got the kill, you know. So there's definitely, they learned from their past mistakes.
Scanning ahead.
Next round coming in hot now. Round number 7 here in game number 2.
Spike down.
Uh-oh, look at Paragon.
Control. Paragon just slamming into tiles, and they know where the bomb is too.
Now backing out of market here. Magnum Trading's got the position. A Bucky on the raise, by the way. And with the spike taken down there and elbow side, it would seem like you would rotate over to A. But once you get the mid control, anything is possible. You just gotta shoot down the door toward the market side, and then you got the options open. You're not looking at the flank though. The raise is there. Sando. And Sando able to get 2.
There.
Evening things out, the defenders now with 3 wins against the 4 wins of the attackers, bringing things back, and it's going to be another close game. It's looking like. Now the attackers, you know, not. It looks like they're just making their way across the map. You know, the one round they went over A when they realized they had it kind of free, and they lost a round, and they decided to try out mid, and now they're going B, getting a little predictable. They're going to have to start switching some things up here.
It worked out great for Sando.
But only 1 hits.
Oh, gets traded quickly. That had potential for a lot of damage, but the psychological damage is there.
Psychological damage, the diffs in chat, you know, we're gonna start seeing which raise is coming out on top.
Here's Don't, who is waiting for another push out. Earlier you heard the shots from Fields, who I believe said earlier wanted to use some shorties. In that case, it was a way bigger gun.
Katie's seeing if they can hold the site. 3 about to come on. Sees the gun.
Oh, that's multiple guns.
Some damage done. Now they're gonna go against the Breach, who's holding open. Slayer's gonna spray through the smoke and gets 1 kill.
And more importantly, shooting down the wingman. The wingman unable to plant the spike in the open. And the defenders decide to spray it down to make it a tie game, 4-4.
What a great hold. That looked like it was about to go the attacker's way because they were kind of on their heels a little bit, but the defenders really came out on top. It started out with the spray from Slayer through the smoke and the utility from Fields.
Sando's got 10 kills now on the Raze on defense. Just taking up all that space. And so far, the Raze and Breach combo is actually doing pretty well in terms of the mid control whenever they decide to do that. But they had moved over Sando toward the B side. After using that showstopper, it definitely felt good for that.
Yeah, I find when a Raze's showstopper hits, it really, accentuates how many kills they'll end up with.
Hey,
Something about hitting people with a rocket really just gets you on top of the board somehow.
There was a Bucky in a smoke earlier. Now there's a Bucky out in the open.
You've got to be kidding me with that.
It's not fair, is it?
Someone's there.
How do you defend that?
Flash.
Just a flying Bucky coming across the screen. That's insane.
Wingman looking to plants. Sando spots it out. They know where the Raze is. Here comes the entourage. Now the B side is clear. They plant default now. It's up to SlayerKey. Will SlayerKey go for this for one scenario? There's a sheriff on the ground if he wants it. He skips it. And cyber cages are available as well if he wants to do something crazy. Oh! Apparently hearing out the noise of Kovac, and now the Cypher has the green light to take the market side.
Yeah, I think they're just going to go for exits here. The market side is walled off. The most chance they have is going through CT, but I think they're going to play for exits here. I don't think they made any noise with that either.
Dream bubble is closed. Could have gotten some boba there. And now he's making his presence known. He's going. He's going for content. Uh-oh, Wingman. Oh, Mail wanted more content. No.
Thirsty.
The content battle happening coming out of CT. Going for the clip and almost gets clipped.
Yeah, that was pretty exciting there. SlayerKey showing how great he is. He cannot clip him because his stuff is on his own stream. He cannot make a clip that's full out of him. But still, the round is lost. Able to save the gun though. 5-4 now for the attackers.
Looking to go A again. Before they were able to take A pretty easily. They were, even though they lost on A that one round, they were able to take the site so smooth. All they have to get through is just the Cypher utility. Oh, he sees the camera and they're able to take it out. But now the rotates are happening much quicker, especially with the Omen ult coming through.
Here comes Thrash. Thrash quickly shot down. No info really gained on site. Magnum says, I'll take the matters into my own hands. Going for the open plant. Here comes everyone swinging from defense, shooting down Wingman. Wingman has a low success rate in planting so far. Kovac now. Taking the space. Dark cover is here, courtesy of Katie. Now a Thrash appears again. Going for the breach, but misses. But still forcing it out toward the... Oh, wait. Mail is able to pick up the Thrash on site here, I believe. Or was that the Wingman? That was the Wingman. God, there are a lot of colors on site. You see the great use of the Gecko utility here as the attackers go up 6-4 is the fact that you can pick up your wonderful little Gecko pets, and you can pick them up faster now. Only 0.75 seconds needed instead of the over 1 second clip that we got before this patch.
And the great thing about the Gecko util isn't necessarily that you hit all of it, it's just the space you create by sending it. It's almost like, the showstopper coming out from the Raze where everybody hears the audio cue and runs away. Same thing would happen with the Thrasher there, that we're just kind of, force the defense to stop their retake.
This is something that we're going to have to see in the next round, but if anyone is watching, I remember watching a clip of a glitch where it can use the Sage Satchels and send Thrash up in the air. I kind of hope I can see that at some point.
Slayer's a maniac.
So now we got two flankers here. Spidey, that's going to be very interesting. As well as that market player for Katie.
He's coming through the flank. He gets all three for the flank. Using the showstopper, going for that last one. They know about where they're at. Oh, does that land?
Not in position though for Magnum's gonna have to peek this. Oh, it's tapped. Paint shows is gone now. He's wrapping. It's a tap. Respecting for the tap here. Oh, but now you gotta really push this.
God.
Satchel. Satchel misses.
Oh, too much.
Oh, the satchel did not connect there. It must have gone too long, Spidey.
It went just far of the wall into the corner there and just not close enough to push them off the bomb. What an excellent stick from Fields. And yeah, I was pretty worried. I thought they would just, swing it with your gun eventually, but just playing it extra safe. And they pay the price for it.
Probably do both. Perhaps, but like the satchel is usually good enough, and you're safe enough you can run away. But it seemed that Magnum was satisfied with fighting it regardless. Here comes the Dizzy play. Dizzy, no paranoia. No one's spotted yet. Look at Katie's position.
Almost had the lineup, gets one, and he gets away. Right? That was should have been an easy. Oh, the Hunter's Fury getting so much info and kills.
The spray's not working. Here come the defenders. They're running in hot. They got the nail theft. And I guess that was a very exciting first half that we saw here.
Switching sides.
Yeah, I mean, look at the scoreline, 6-6. Last map ended 5-7, and this one's just that much closer. We're looking at a possible overtime map.
14 kills.
I'm not even sure who to think is going to win because the teams seem pretty, even when it comes to people taking the challenge and turning their kills into turning their swings into kills and getting the trades. Like there's just not much one team really has over the other in my opinion right now.
Sando has been taking up a lot of space. 14 kills for the attacking team now. And it's so far, you're right, it is a pretty even match for both sides. You see if their approaches are different now that they have switched sides. You see that early one-way smoke on the A side that Paragon is hiding in. And on site, here they come. They're trying to plant the defenders with the surprise attack. And it's now a 3v3 scenario. Taken out by Mail there on the CT side. And now here come the flash plays to get back on the site, Spidey. They're gonna get to the spike, especially with the wingman defusing. Uh-oh. Oh, but the nade is there. It will stop this, certainly. It's halved.
Gets it to half.
Sando is stuck here.
Not enough time to get through the wall. Going for some kills just to get some orbs. Managed to get one and trade it out. Kind of worth, early rounds, just setting the tone of how close you are to ultimates early on. Now, if he had broken the wall and just died, that would have been a completely different story.
That's true. I mean, well, you do want to die anyways in the first round if you lose. In terms of the economy, I think the economy is something that a lot of these coaches know about, but players that are new to the game, they're just thinking, I gotta buy as much as possible every round. And it doesn't always work out that way. Uh-oh, go Roots. Little misfits there, trying to play inside the smoke, but I think the strat was there, Spidey. You gotta get into the smoke first.
They did let him know, watch out for smokes, and everybody's taking heed to it.
Here comes the Guardian play. Oh, great one-tapping here from Kovac. And now Sando's gonna have to figure something out here with the Stinger, but quickly being collapsed onto by the defenders. Okay, the judge gets the kill somehow from all those players, and it's 8-6.
Wow. 8-6. Starting out the second half early on Sunset, going to Team B. Gotta feel good on the side that is looking to make the comeback and get a map win to return after that map on Haven.
Sando is picking up a lot of kills in these last couple of rounds, and now we got the Sheriffs on hand. I'm sure that they're feeling really confident about what will happen here. smoke here from Misfits, I think is very common as well. Really slows down everyone. Not a paranoia, and look at this spray here from Misfits.
Slayer, oh no! Gets run down by Soggy Beans. She did tell us early, you know, watch out for smokes, but she just had nothing about getting close angled by a main.
Not gonna spot it on the flank. It doesn't matter though, there's too many players alive. So the strategy here for the defenders is to take up that mid space, in fact continue and take on that flank as well. At this rate, it looks like they're going to be the ones winning the game unless these coaches and observers and casters, all those people on the attackers, figure something out here.
Yeah, they definitely. I mean, their economy was looking kind of weird because they have a full buy now, where you would expect them to have been broken because they would have had their first full buy last round. So something must have happened weird early on, but now they have a chance to really get things going again and turn it into 9-7 if they can. Oh, but Kovacs gets caught out in mid, able to teleport back, and now able to jump peek mid. They're going for just straight up mid space here. Seeing where they can get a pick and then go that way, but Mail shutting them down so far. Finally gets traded out by Slayer, but the defense just crunching down, knowing that they're full mid.
Kovacs spotted. It out. Yep, and there it goes. 10-6, and this time the defenders didn't even push out, they just let the attackers go straight on. Here's that replay, by the way, of the Misfit play earlier, and getting multiple kills.
Here.
Oof.
That goes there.
This cam play I've seen a couple of times that you see from SlayerKey. I've seen one where they put the spy cam there, and then usually you'd have a sky that would flash immediately afterwards based off of that info. You take the camera back, and you see that type of play happening for them right here.
This is an interesting way to cut off the sight, forcing them to go elbow or through the wall. But Kovacs tries to do a sneaky play through the smoke, and Sando spams him out.
Here's Magnum getting that second kill, so great isolation of the plays. They also know where the spike is planted, forcing Paragon out. Nice trade there. And a satchel away. You heard the showstopper coming out. Now a 2v1. Oh, look at that Misfit getting those 2 kills. The Omen is heating up here for the defenders.
Oof. That's one way to defend it, I suppose. Definitely put him in an awkward position because they're ready to all 5 go into sight through short, and you know, kind of got forced either through elbow or through the wall. But you put so much focus on the wall that somebody comes out of the smoke and really just shuts things down. I don't think they were really planning their route to be stopped by a Sage Wall in that fashion. You expect it maybe early on in the first choke, when you're trying to make that first corner, but doing it on site, it really just puts you in a weird position where you're just kind of looking around like, okay, where do I scale from here when it's been shut down?
If you want to do it again, same type of play. This time, they put in the recon for the long side, and there is no Sage Wall on site now. They're going in with their actual game plan, but they're slowed. Oh, and now there's a Grim Wall, it looks like. Oh, it would pass as one.
Down
and
my ultimate is ready.
Now, well, it seems that a lot of stuff happened, and the defenders have won. Sorry, the feed cut out for me, and suddenly they won. So I'm sure they did something great there, Spidey.
Yeah, Katie was trying to make a play, but just couldn't really handle the multiple people and the defenders really to stop. And again, they Soggy Beans on the other team playing Sage just really putting in a workshop right now for how to not do the same thing over and over and just put people in awkward positions to deny a push.
Nowhere to run!
Pretty nice half so far for the defenders. They've won all 6 rounds, and they're going to look to make it 7 in a row. But that Hunter's Fury says, I'm going to clear up the space first. I want to take control of the museum on B. Take my spots. Oh, look at SlayerKey, though, on the lurk. Getting a kill. Oof. Make it 2. SlayerKey says it's not over yet. I'm not getting swept in this half. What's gonna happen here, Spidey?
I think they're still trying to take B. They cut noise and just making their way out. Gets denied by the utility from Gecko, and Garut coming out with shots. Now Thresh also making
plays.
Oh, trying to go
Sando
through the smoke.
And now Paragon, a little awkward scenario there. With the
One enemy remaining.
Spike taken down on the CT side. Up to Katie. And Katie gets the kill to save team attackers.
I'll make them remember.
That was so close to being the end of it, but Katie comes up with a clutch where she couldn't in the round before. She was able to come up on top this round, keeping them in the game. This is getting closer. I mean, it's 12-7. It's not exactly what we expected the second half to look like, but if they can do things like that with getting on site, getting through the Sage util mainly, they'll come out with the win. But they're going to have to fight through the Sage util here. Sage is kind of flipping back and forth.
Oh wow, that was a very early barrier orb this time. Probably because the camera being placed out early.
Maybe they're doing it on some cue.
They're convinced. And now losing Katie due to Misfit getting that kill in mid. Are they still going to go A? Looks like they're convinced they want to take this. They're going to try to take this long control, get whoever's spotted out there in the CT side on A. They got the cyber cages, and now they're ready to go plant the bomb. So a nice controlled approach here for the attackers. Oh, but look at that.
Did it not kill the Cypher? How did the Cypher survive?
And now here comes Mail. Mail taking control of Elbow. Nice flash using the utility, and now last one standing straight through the boxes for a Defender win.
I just want to know how Cypher survived the showstopper. Must have hit the weird pixel angle inside the box. I don't know. That was crazy.
Well, the showstopper does have a smaller hitbox, I think, now compared to before. But still, it's sometimes you never know.
Yeah, it just seemed like they were just so stuck in that corner. It's like, oh, there's no way they survived this, right? Just such a small spot. Props to the winning team there. Team A getting the win, bringing it back now 1-1, and we do have a map 3 for Pearl.
Yes, that's going to be very exciting. I know Sunset was like you said, like teams will have strategies, but sometimes it feels more attacker sided or defender sided. In this case, it was I guess very defender sided for that second half. But it's that control over the A site on the second half that I think was the most interesting, because we see a lot of nice plays, Spidey, of just like going in hot onto the site. Like you have a lot of initiator lineups that we saw, especially the Cypher Omen, or in most cases you would see like a Cypher Sky do that instant initiation. You take control of it, and then the bear orb comes out. I think that was one of the big defender plays that I thought was a lot more impact than I think we thought it would have.
All right, we're going to go to a short break here and try to get into map 3 pretty quickly to make sure we can kind of keep everybody in line. So we will be back in a couple minutes here, and we'll be excited to see Pearl. Welcome back to SlayerKey and Rendezvous Valorant's Coach Gauntlet. Tonight's teams, Team Magnum and Team Paragon, 1-1. Haven and Sunset are out of the way. One win going to each team, and now we're going into Pearl on the last map. Browntool, what are we thinking? Who's got the upper hand here?
Well, Spidey, it depends who is still coaching Pearl games, because I'm sure that's not in the rotation right now, right? So, so it depends who still has the knowledge from how it was like beforehand. I'm sure that none of the newer agents will be used here. Harbor is very popular alongside the Viper.
Mm-hmm.
If we know any of these coaches are big fans of that, I'm sure they actually just coached us to use both of those. But who will be the ones that will be on those controller players? We'll just have to see.
Yeah, I don't know. Team Magnum there really came out swinging in the second half and really had a defining win rather than a close win. So they might have the upper hand, but again, Pearl is just something we haven't touched on in so long because it's been out of the rotation. So excited to see maybe what they put together. Maybe they actually have agents on the accounts they'd rather play on this map, so we'll see.
Jet. Still. Getting that
Jet,
upper hand on the B, well, actually both A and B side, because they have little like high areas to go onto, especially for B, getting onto that heaven area, but also A on top of the I believe it's called the shop, right, or the vending machine. Either way, there are some height differences when you get onto those sites. So
yep, and we are going straight into agent select to kind of get these things going, and we already see a possible Yoru pick.
Yeah, Yoru is a good one too. I totally forgot about that. Yoru is very good at being able to take up the space
and Fade
of other play, and Fade was also part of that meta too, using the haunt on that A side. You see art there just earlier on that little cinematic. That's a good place to use that. Yeah, so this is like a good throwback to the old days
when Valorant was still fun, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I once went into a game and said I play this game for fun now. They thought I was crazy. Apparently, they say that comp is the only game mode in this game. I think people just need to be more open to different ideas sometimes. You can't play comp all the time, I'm sure. Well, who knows? Do these coaches coach for Swift plays?
Probably not. Probably just, ranked or competitive, or ranked. I don't know. How would you call it? You call it competitive if it's not ranked, for organized play?
It is competitive. It depends, I guess, on the context. These coaches are taking these games a little seriously, though. They are definitely taking it seriously.
Yeah, I mean, the way they've been playing today, just some of the shots are lights out. Kovacs picking the Chamber. Things are a little bit different with Chamber ever since they, made a couple changes since he's been on this map. So it would be good to see him come back to doing something fun here. Probably going to be playing B long, sitting in the back, just waiting with that ultimate. But we'll see. Tour de force.
So the double controller idea that I was talking about earlier, that's being used by our defenders. That's SlayerKey's team. But on the attackers, they're going to stick with Omen. And one thing that I think is underrated from Omen is the fact that you can regenerate your smokes. It seems like a very low-key type of deal, but I think that's something that you can't discount, being able to get your smokes back for the post-round.
Yeah, once you put that stuff down, it really locks you in. And looking like all of the agents we thought were playing are still playing. I do think it's interesting they have a Fade and Sova, having the double info initiators. I normally, if you're going to do Sova, it's either that or Fade, So seeing both of them here, they're going to have a lot of info going into this.
Double controller, double initiator. It'll be nice to see on the... it's also nice to do if you're pushing out like here the attackers on mid. Is that a triple smoke?
The Caterpillar smoke getting through mid.
And that was very well coordinated. And this will work out for them if they can get here on time. The Chamber is caught off guard here. Now Kovac is ready for one. Oh, the jump peek! It doesn't matter, but it's traded quickly by Fields. Now onto the site they're coming. The defenders are all in the pillar side. Misfit realizes this and now gets ready to fire away. Don't toward the hall side is ready. Now here comes Katie with low health, seeing a jump peek. Coming out from Don't. Now a Haunt up high. Magnum tries to shoot that down. Still not a lot of pressure being done. The defenders have to get off quickly. The powers are now shot out. Don't swings wide. And it's the Ghost Gang of the attackers that wins it out here in round number 1.
And the last thing they'll see before they die. Lucky them.
I mean, that looks like they had the greatest play ever to start things out, but they couldn't quite get through the back line there. I love the play in mid, the triple smoke and then the eye through shops to just push straight through. That was I'm gonna save that for later whenever we come back to ever playing Pearl again.
Well, that was definitely a gamble play to try to bet on the B push toward the shop side. This time they smoke it out normally, at least for mid. Aragon trying to stop any mid presence. Mid is still important for both sides here, but all the attackers want to go for A. They smoke out the art side. Look at Magnum taking all this space. This is the play that I'm most used to, going onto A quickly like this.
Stay down.
Completely gave up the site. Hold on.
My ult's not ready. Bring them down.
Takes away that ban. They're trying to keep that gun.
They're losing guns quickly. Katie's interested in picking up another. Male now has to back out to reload that stinger. Now here comes Misfit. Taking out one and gets the Devour. Looking for more. They have to respect this. They now see no one's on the spike. Here comes Fields. Fields defusing. Here comes the nice Leer. But even great play by Sondo with the spray. And this is enough time for the defuse. And you pick up a better gun.
Huge retake by the defense. And it started out like it was looking like it was going towards the attackers, but getting that pick on the gun early on, killing Magnum, really turned things around. And they didn't have anybody there that could really deny them to get the gun, so they kind of turned the gun diff around on them. Really opened things up by getting that kill early and making the retake possible, and just hiding Asando getting close to that angle and hiding under the Leer so that they didn't get blinded by the push. I don't know if that was on purpose, but I imagine it was partly because they had I think it was a stinger, the sense of needing to be close, but also doubled up and worked out, and they were under the Leer.
Yeah, the Leer was definitely a great idea. And like you mentioned, it is the stinger, having to play close with it. But also, you gotta get worried about running out of ammo. Oh, Don't was able to connect there. It's nice to have backup, though, in those type of scenarios. So
now they are down 1, almost down 2.
Yeah, it's a little default here. I know the attackers, they have to save a bit. Only Misfits has the Marshall trying to fire away and does connect on one. Quick Devour. SlayerKey trying to counter with a better gun, and now TP's away. Oh, a couple of classic kills. It's the war of save rounds right now for both sides.
Spike planted.
You saw Male fighting to try and pick up a gun without getting too far wide.
Paragon.
Wow. 1v4. Paragon.
Paragon looks...
Ooh.
Okay, due to pillar.
Hello?
It was
Back?
low health, though. Low health for Garut. Now looking for more. The heaven area smoked out. The dark cover. You gotta respect this and peek. Is Paragon thinking about it? Which way will he go? The haunt is there. Peeking. Oh, that's damage, actually. He's not gonna go for it.
I was a believer at first.
Oh, but look at this. Look at water. It's Kovac.
Not ready for it. Kovac's getting the kill. Making a statement at the end there, too.
You pick a gun and it tells me who you are.
Kovac. On that chamber. 4 kills so far in the game. So that was a really nice play there on the B side. Paragon deciding to attempt to save there, but losing a gun. Now they have to save again. But if the trends of the game continues, the defenders have an advantage.
Gotta An advantage to the attackers, and now it's 2-1, looking like it could be 3-1. The defense has just been stacking one side and completely giving up the other. This is not, you know, maybe the preferred way. It'd be preferred if it was working out for them, but right now it's really biting them, not having anybody on site for info.
Once again,
which is crazy. They have two info agents. Why aren't they just throwing a dart at least, you know, somewhere over there, just to let them know that the stack isn't going to be there?
That is true. Yeah, I mean, you have initiator stuff. Perhaps on this defending side, they're just, you know, when you're saving, you don't want to let everyone know where you are, and if you're sending everyone on that flank, you might get some nice plays for Sando. Here comes Sando. Oh, you also
they were
have
confident
the
before.
Good Leer. The Leer. The Leer is a good counter for the Sheriff. There's just so much health in that. So a nice round there for the attackers.
Found out because, you know, the first 2 kills that they got coming out, you know, they could see them. So if they stopped them from being able to see them, then, you know, the round was over for them. God, those were some nice shots.
You know, Sando had a pretty good chance of getting more there.
And another replay showing the end of the round, just taking away the sight.
So it's 3-1. You have the tour de force. I would imagine you would expect some sort of use of that, at least on the defensive side, but this Chamber's on the attacking side. Maybe good for post plant here. Look at SlayerKey with the prime position. And, okay, this is the game of wall bangs. That's what I'm gonna tell you. I know it's like a kind of a half wall bang, but the insistence of these players to continue to shoot until they get the kill, it's working out great for them.
Last player standing.
Now there's more. Male taking out Paragon after going for that peek, and it's going to be against the Viper last. This might be a tough one. Do you fight this immediately? Looks like Katie is in position for it.
Will they peek out?
Got the pings ready. Great prediction. Second one's coming in now.
Oh, missed the first one. Unlucky.
And you at least have to respect it. Uh-oh, now Katie's spotted out underneath. Reyna, oh, for good measure.
Interesting decision. Wants the fight.
Doesn't peek.
Get out of my way.
1, 2. Oh, it's just so close. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, imagine. Katie made us believe.
If you've never seen a massacre, this is
Katie just gave us a class of how do I bait out someone to peek first so I can isolate these one-on-one scenarios. And I guess the Empress was important enough. Visually.
Made them feel better, you know?
I mean, there is a slight
Gave them
advantage in
confidence.
terms of like the lighting, like the contrast does change when you're in the Empress, but like that could have turned really quickly. So nice couple kills there for Katie, that Viper on defense, but still one out there by Misfit, who has 8 kills on that Reyna, and throwing out the Leer to try to fight off against Fields with the Marshall, but they're not connecting, and now Fields has to back out. Uh-oh, look at SlayerKey on that, the lurk here. Trying to fight this, and straight through the clone. That's a little unlucky.
Not quite.
One enemy remaining.
Sando!
Down B.
Sando gets 3. Now
Magnum
Magnum.
too busy fighting the flank and just doesn't realize their entire rest of their team has died on B long.
Nice little cloud burst. Oh, it might be fake here. Oh, now double. The spike. Now where do you go? Dodging the haunts. Here comes another dart. Magnum. Not showing presence, but they still have the numbers advantage on defense to peek this. Especially with that jump high angle. Oh, now they know. The collapse is coming. Magnum's going to have to make a decision here. And tanks everything.
Flank
oh,
coming.
it's too much effort here. Too much is happening. You saw that Brimstone back there just watching the battle just to see what would happen.
Pretty sure they were just
Paragon
watching it
showing
happen.
excitement.
It's like, I'll let y'all handle this, but if you don't handle it, I am here for you.
There was a knife opportunity, I'm sure.
Gonna get
Here it
another
is
replay of
again.
the fight happening in spawn, and Sando, gosh, with the 3K holding him off on B long.
That C's, I want to see that C's being used more often. I just haven't seen Fade enough, but I feel like the C's is used with a lot of other type of util. If we look on the screen, I guess you would probably use it with the Incinerator or the Snake Bite. Oh, yes, the Tour de Force. That's why we're called Rendezvous Valorant, because we love the Tour de Force. He wants more here, Spidey.
He wants more. Doesn't see the Sova crouching behind the garden.
Oh no. Now that was a moment where you should have used a Rendezvous. Look at Mail trading it. And now things are interesting. Do you take the B site here? Misfits getting a lurk kill. Dismiss to spot out the Viper in the open. Oh my goodness, and Katie is able to get that kill. But still, the attackers have the advantage. They have the B site. They have some options. Sando was thinking about peeking this.
Last player standing.
And gets one.
Spike
But it's
planted.
traded. Now up to the Viper. Here comes Katie. Fake bite for the U-Haul. Spotting out Mail there as well on the left side. Fake shrouded step. And a nice peek from Dote, taking advantage of the distraction to make it 5-2.
Katie had the opportunity to redeem herself with that clutch, but couldn't quite pull it off, in a little bit more of a awkward position with the utility from the Viper, kind of cutting off some angles to really funnel things down. But they did manage to kill the Reyna in their ult, so, you know, definitely got a little bit of revenge, but didn't turn out in the round win.
Looks like the attackers still want to try out that A side. Getting all that space there. I'm surprised that the defenders haven't taken up that space all the time. Usually we see SlayerKey soloing it. But with the shares on hand, it looks like a mixed buy for the defenders. He's waiting to see what will happen to him here. Starting with the Nightfall. Now he's got to escape. It's too late to escape. Oh, he does escape.
Manages
but
to
it's
get
spotted. What is going on here? Now the backup has appeared. SlayerKey was a bait all along. And now what will happen next? Looks like they're escaping. Mail. Getting that one kill with Art. Swinging over to get two. Oh my goodness, with all this information, now they got the crossfire. The tides have turned for the attackers.
What a play from Mail to get in through all the way into short. And really just kind of set things off by getting some picks. Really just mixed up the defense, not really knowing where to look anymore. And open things up.
Down.
Here's Fields. Now with the recon dart, shut up quickly, but unable to see where the tracers are coming from because it's a very strong Phantom delivered by Mail.
Attackers really putting on a show here. 6-2. And just a reminder, this is SlayerKey and Rendezvous Valorant's Coach Brawl. Or Coach Gauntlet, sorry.
Feels like a brawl.
It feels like a brawl, right? They're just punching each other
one
in the
knife
mouth
kill
with these score lines.
I mean, so far we've seen the brawl coming in from Sando and Kovac. Those two have been going off.
Decoy.
Now we're gonna have a battle on the B side. Otis prepared. Look at that hot shot quickly. Take the now the Lears. SlayerKey has to fight for everything. And that is enough. They're not going on because of all these mollies being thrown out. Now let's add in the Brim Sky Smokes and a flank from Sando. Ooh, what a change of events. This is a good adjustment by the defenders.
Finally put themselves in positions to succeed. The Brimstone, if they can stall out the B site long enough, the Brimstone can push up and get behind them. They do spot both of them, which gives the cue to Brimstone to start pushing up.
Kovac is trying to get someone to peek out here. The defenders are not wanting to collapse early. They want to make sure they're able to trade it off at least. Paragon now getting a little antsy and wants to peek this. And now has a chance. with the spray down.
One left standing.
What a play by Paragon. Great patience.
Yeah, I mean, the patience is exactly what it was. You know, if he had made noise running behind, it really would have changed the pace for the attackers there. So just kind of holding and waiting, looking at the mini map or getting information from the team. So, you know, let them know, hey, both are still looking long. You can make your way up. Okay, we lost sight. You can stop, and just holding those angles over and over, and just waiting for them to get denied and make their way back into his crosshair. Just peak gameplay.
The defenders want to keep doing that great gameplay to make it tie. Oh, Chewy was thinking about going up quickly, but heard the Blade Storm. Now thinks better of it. Paragon now going into mollies. Oh, what a flick there from Magnum. And now trying to continue against SlayerKey. Nice flash.
Great
Great
flash.
is put down. What do you do from here? It's smoked out now, and you just lost your duelists. But Kovac and Mail, they've got other ideas. They're going to try to rotate quickly. SlayerKey has the info, and is shot down. Now you got the full rotate going for the attackers.
Yeah, I mean, that was the best thing they could do. They realized they were stuck from main, and you know, cutting noise doesn't really do it for you because you have no information behind you. They could be sitting flank, which they were, and you just got to pick a fight. And knowing that they didn't have the odds on site, you know, just pushing the flank was definitely the way to go.
Mail now is planting more toward the default side. Kovac's in position. The swing into the head of Viper. And now you can readjust here if you'd like, reconvene. Instead of Chambers looking for any flankers. Might get missed out here from Fields. This could be great timing. Yeah, Chambers going to readjust. They're going to try to do a crossfire on the B side, but it's not planted for the Chamber. Now the Chamber goes back. Here comes Fields. Fields going in toward the pillar, and is shot down quickly thanks to the reverse game played by Kovac.
Take aim. Zenfire.
Another great job by the attackers. Yeah, they were almost shut down. I mean they were shut down on A site, but the decision to, you know, make their way back and just reconvene and rethink how they were going to take the round, just with that quickness, is just the difference between, you know, some normal ranked gameplay and what you see here from these people with the biggest of brains.
So the attackers are definitely feeling pretty good about this half. They have won a half. They just want some more rounds. Maybe you can make it 9-3 for content. Who knows? This Bucky would be great content. It's going to happen soon. Oh, there's too many things to look at. Paragon didn't stand a chance. But Katie says, I'm going to protect the mid site now. And it's going to force a rotation for the attackers. For Art, they clear it quickly. Magnum leading the charge. And giving up A here is Fields. It's going to be 4v2 on the A side.
We do have a lurk mid also, so they definitely know that they cannot be coming through Art. Really shrinks down the possibilities of where they can be.
No chance.
Last player
Many things to
standing.
look at. Fields isolates. Traded quickly. Now Katie, the last one arriving from Secret. With the peek over. And Don't with the nice sidestep there. It's 8-3 for the attackers.
Last round in the half.
8-3. Yeah, if they can make it 9-3, this could be some comeback content.
You got the showstopper available as well for the attackers. A full buy there. The defenders have the force. They got fade on that Bucky toward the Art side. Haven't seen any sneaky plays over
You
there.
want to play?
Watch out for
Let's
Magnum
play.
with the op as well on the attacking side. Oh, I see what they're doing on the A side. They're trying to push in through the smoke, but no one is there. The attackers are all separated.
Attack side
Misfit.
op going through Art. What a brave decision.
Oh, uh-oh. Oh, Sonda was not ready for this. This is a free gun if the Omen wants it. Well, actually, I mean, they already have a Vandal there.
They're just hanging out in mid, trying to poke for information on B. Kovacs might run into Slayer here. He has won that duel before. Oh, Katie gets spotted out by Magnum. Slayer blinds out.
Yeah, we lost them.
Paragon saving saving Slayer from the anti-clip.
And now
Nobody
Mail
saw
getting another
anything.
kill. Exactly. That if it's never happened, if you're Flash, then it can never happen.
They're already on the A site with
30
bomb.
seconds left.
Defenders fighting for their life on B have none the wiser. It will be shortly as the spike goes down.
And Mail can stay here and check the water side
Right
in
here.
case someone goes from there. But the defenders are definitely going to be a little late. They have to go for this though.
Portal closed.
SlayerKey walking slowly through the mid area. Meanwhile, a battle going to take place soon underneath in the water. Well, Mail turns around.
Face your fear!
What a great timing.
Last player
Uh-oh.
standing.
Hi, Fields. Fields is dead. Now it's up to SlayerKey to make some content. You might as well do this here. He stares at a wall. He's waiting to peek.
Gets
And now he
one.
gets...
Oh.
Oh, and now he's getting BM'd on
Switching
for
sides.
SlayerKey. It's okay, though. It's a 9-3 curse.
The curse has started. You heard it here first.
There.
This was part of the plan. This is what SlayerKey wanted for this event. You know, there is a lot of opportunity here, too. It sounds silly when I say, oh, he's staring at a wall. He's really just trying to tuck himself in and swing out at the last possible moment and catch anyone off guard. So nice play there, but it's pretty tough for him right now, and for the rest of the attackers. They're struggling to get some rounds, but maybe this map is attacker-sided for them. They do have the 2 initiators and 2 controllers, so this type of play will be very interesting. I think SlayerKey might be lurking. He is.
He's gonna lurk. Probably has... Yeah, they have their orb ready to TP if they want to. Kovac spots it, but not gonna do anything. Trying to just survive at this point. Gets spotted by the drone.
I think he just
They are
hide here.
so stuck.
He's gonna do great. It wasn't good enough. There was a lot of stuff happening. Omen Smoke did show up. It was a good spot to use it in some scenarios. And that actually was good enough. The attackers are no longer going.
3v3, but the attackers are such low HP that I don't know what they're going to be able to do. Definitely a chance, though. Pistols versus pistols, so they just need to get at least 1 pick before making their win. Oh, they think they're rotating, so they've gave up sight.
Oh, they just tapped the orb too. Now they're definitely going for B. Here comes all the initiation material. Counters high Jones now. Going into Prowlers. Misfits taking matters into his own hands.
Spike down, B.
And now, with 30 seconds left, still low health for everyone. Oh, it's Groot. Garroot. Misfit Garroot. Garroot era.
One dream ends.
Whenever you don't expect Garroots, he appears. Well, I guess we should have asked the coaches this question. Whenever it's 10-3 and you're on the losing side, do you force here?
I mean, yeah, 10-3, this is definitely forced territory. You're double digits versus 3 wins. You have to get yourself back in the game. Yeah, but it looks like they're not going to do it, which, Brave... It's a bold move, Cotton. We'll see how it goes.
They have the knowledge. They know what they're doing here. It's not match point if the defenders win this. Here comes SlayerKey. Any fake cloners in the chat? Oh, he TP's in. Oh, that has to respect this. Here's the plant in the open. Oh, the seize is there. You gotta rely on your teammates for info. Oh, what a flash! Now SlayerKey picks up the gun. 3v3. Up with the Prowler, trying to force off the attackers. Here comes the spray. Oh, it's so close. Oh, no, the last one standing now. SlayerKey, it's up to this Yoru dropping the... Oh my goodness. And now you have to push it if you're the defenders. You gotta try to defuse this. It's going for that updraft. SlayerKey putting down the brand new gate crash. Here comes the defuse. Jump peek. TP. Oh! It's close!
Gets the kill!
Through the wall!
Clip it.
SlayerKey.
Clip it.
Everyone is pressing clip right now in the SlayerKey Twitch channel. Unbelievable play from the Yoru.
Who needs guns? when you can just take theirs, right?
What a great jump there. And a Guardian is one of those well-known guns that can shoot through walls. I don't think you win that without it.
All walls, but it can shoot through more than some other guns. So it makes it just that weird. It's got that weird little space where you just shoot through some things that other people can't.
Oh, and now he's overheating now. SlayerKey wants more. Leading off with the jump peek. Their teammates are inspired. Now they continue. They've got that toxin screen up. This is a common Viper wall to use in this scenario. Add on the Brim Sky Smokes, and it's just so hard to force it off. This time they do have a flanker, though. 2 flankers, in fact, trying to fight off against the Viper over there. Oh, Katie is winning it out there. The controllers are showing off their aim. Look at them, so inspirational. The attackers are unstoppable. And this game is getting a lot more interesting. I think the save round must have worked out great for them.
10-5. It was 10-3, and now they've got back-to-back to wins. So they're making me a believer again. When they chose not to buy, when they chose not to buy 3-10, I was losing faith. But now we're right back in it. I feel like.
It's going to be tough because you see that operator on Magnum.
He's playing
that
kind
is
of an
going
off
to
angle
cause
as
some
well.
problems.
He's not on the first angle. Oh, but this drone. Oh, they shot the drone out, so now they don't have any info.
Smart.
The dart's coming
They
as well.
Still have
though.
the dart. Oh,
and
still
gets the kill.
they peeked it. Yeah, they see. Whenever you put out the dart, I feel like, oh, when do you peek for the dart? Like, do you expect them to turn around and shoot it, and you distract them, or?
You know, it depends. I mean, when you first do it, you don't peek, I think, and then you condition them into having to turn and shoot the dart.
Planted.
But if you're using info, peeking early is kind of wasting that info if you haven't conditioned them to pull up. And Magnum just running through with the operator.
Oh, the paranoia missed. Now Mill trying to fight it too. The Guardian's great. The Guardian's unstoppable. It might come down to it too. Don't is now checking backside. SlayerKey has moved his way back into main. Another gate crash available. He can TP now. Here it goes.
It does.
Wow. Well, that's one way to rendezvous here at Rendezvous Valorant. Katie takes advantage of the distraction. What a play once again by SlayerKey.
Slayer just being a nuisance with these teleports. 6-10.
What about that?
Did I mention I'm a believer?
Need equipment.
It was harder to believe earlier. I mean, especially when you saw that operator come out getting those 2 kills, and yet somehow, some way, these attackers, they have full control whenever they go for the post plant. Here's Misfit though.
Who's next?
Getting ready with the very slivered peek here, but spotted out by the dimensional drifts. SlayerKey looking for the script. He's got multiples of these scripts. Now Garud has to fight everything.
Just comes out of the old dry like that?
Yeah, I mean, with all that stuff that's happening, might as well peek it and
Oh
continue.
my god.
Oh, he's
Make it
unstoppable.
stop.
Now he wants everything. Where are the last 2? Magnum shot down. Can't even use the Blade Storm. Now everyone's hunting for Don't. It's the Yoru that peeks first, perhaps. Don't trying to stop it by spraying. It's a shorty. Oh, let's just credit it to Slayer. Good job, Slayer.
Dreams are a funny
Unbelievable.
What a
The team is
monster.
completely reinvigorated there, Spidey.
I don't know if they had some type of coach's drink that they just shared. You remember the drink from Space Jam? They were losing it out, and they just put something in the water, and just all of a sudden started playing better. Oh, I feel like that's what Slayer's done with his Yoru plays just now.
Yeah. Definitely inspirational, and great use of the util too to clear up spaces. And they're still going to go B. They think that there's no shot anyone fights this B well. And the op misses! Oh my goodness, SlayerKey has turned it on. But look at Misfit with the Empress. This could be huge. Male getting 1. Reyna spotted out. They know where the Empress is. He might peek it here. Getting 1. Now blinded. Oh, 1v1 scenario. You got the info! It's the Empress from the Garut era of Misfits.
Wow. Misfit really just getting them back in because, wow, it was really starting to look pretty attack-sided there. Finally put a chink in the armor and able to kind of get a round win, getting them one step closer to 13.
Wow, that was a very, very important round 2. Not only do you have the confidence again to shut down all the momentum that the attackers are going with, but you're 2 rounds away from winning the entire series and basically winning the Slayer Invitational. I don't know if Slayer can take this. He's going to have to come up with some way to help the team here. What great patience from Magnum, not using the judge. They're not aware of it yet. And here it comes. Oh, now making their presence known. Oh, the defenders are piling up rounds. They're piling up bodies. Shui forced to use the Hunter's Fury. Oh, it's not looking too good, but they do have the B-side open on this rotate, Spidey.
Fields has to get a kill here if they're going to have any chance. I mean, whether it be a lurk kill or something, they're planning on B-site. I don't know if they're fully aware that their male is pretty confident somebody's going to be coming from B main. Here comes the battle. Fields gets the kill, and now they're going to have to make their way all the way across the map. Magnum takes him out. Slayer!
1, 2, TP! Oh, he's so good. He is so good. They forgot to check their corners. Now SlayerKey low health though. You got to be careful. You still don't necessarily have the numbers advantage here. Here comes Magnum. They know where Slayer is. You flash. Oh, it's protected. Oh,
did they get
it is protected. Amazing. Great use of the cloud burst, and now it's 12-7.
Both of them 1 HP, so close to Slayer having another clutch to give them a round win, but comes just short, making it 7-12. Now they need 5 rounds, back to back to back to back to back, to go to overtime. They were able to string 4 together early on, so if they can get, it's not out of the realm of possibility for them to get 5.
You know, we really haven't seen a Viper's Pit yet.
Who's next?
And this might be a great round to use it after clearing it all out with the Dimensional Drift. Here it comes. SlayerKey with all this information. Dugout is clear. Secret is clear. They've got to clear Flowers still, which they will shortly. Uh-oh, SlayerKey. Oh, might have lagged out there, actually. Now Doak picks up a gun. Viper's Pit is there. It's planted for default. Viper playing inside. They're having Sondo for first contact on the secret area. Katie waiting for someone to appear. Here's that info using from the shadows. Now the defenders coming in. They got the Nightfall. Oh, Sondo's got to be moving, but stuck with the C's. Now the Han exposing more players. They take down the Viper's Pit. 2 players left. We got the Orbital Strike. Here it comes. Preparing for Hellfire. Shui throwing out everything possible. Here's the peek. Getting 1 kill with the Orbital Strike. They got a ping for main now. Here comes the defuse. It's half. Vicarious killed. It's not halved. It is not half. Is it enough time here? Oh my goodness. What a great play.
Oh, they win. Slayer goes down early. It seemed like all hope was lost, and they managed to come out with a round win. 1 step closer to overtime. 8-12.
And you get the tour de force that will be utilized now by Kovac. That chamber will play towards the B side, utilizing that ult to try to win it here, given the economy is not looking so hot for them. But wow, these attackers, they have won 5 out of the 8 rounds here. They've got some momentum, especially after that round. So much util was used, Spidey.
Here they go. They've done a lot of 5 stacking on the attack side, and now they're doing something different where they're splitting through mid. Looking like they're still trying to do an A split now. They like the A, but they have to go through all 5. They've bitten on it, and now they are fully aware that they want A site. Defenders all here ready to defend.
Oh no, last one standing. Nice defense there from the defenders. And they're the team that's going to win the Coach's Gauntlet. How exciting was that, Spidey?
I didn't know what to expect. I knew there was going to be a lot of big brain people. I just did not expect the shots, the gameplay, the cohesion both teams had, like we had talked about. Just all of that put together, just really surprised me, and I was so happy to be a part of it. Shout out to SlayerKey and the staff at Rendezvous Valorant for helping put this together. Shout out to you for casting with me, Kaiserin for production, and Kagadu for observing. This was a great event. Loved every minute of it.
And we'll see if we'll be able to talk to any of our coaches, our guests here for about their experience. But for sure, I think you've nailed it on the nose. It's been fun to see these coaches be able to use the things that they probably teach to their students or their prospective students on how to play the game in a way that is very smart, very coordinated. But also, what about those individual performances from everyone? I mean, we saw SlayerKey finally pop off very, very much in that second half on this map. Very happy for him, and he was just overheating sometimes. It didn't feel like, oh, this was coordinated. He was just going in, and he used his skill power to give us some great content.
Yep, absolutely. Looks like we're going to try to get somebody from the winning team to maybe give us a little chat, see what really did it to turn it around. We're waiting for them to kind of coordinate that there for us, but it really seemed like it was going to be a lot closer from that first map, and then again, just something clicked with them in the second half of Sunset that really put them out in front.
Looks like we might just interview the whole team. So, what would that entail here? Looks like we might just go over there and say hi to them.
I'm in for it. Let's be a little free about it. Hopefully, they're not too up on their high horse when we go in, but we'll be there in just a second, and we'll see what's going on. We'll see how they're feeling. A little bit of a vibe check, if you will, to see how they're feeling, if they're feeling on top. Because a lot of this was mostly for fun. Hopefully, a lot of both teams really, took well to each other. They'll network through this, and everybody wins after this. You know what I mean?
All right, so let's go over to Team A. All right.
Hello.
Waiting for the.
We have arrived.
Waiting for the
and we're
cue
ready
here.
to ask you how you're feeling now that you got the win after a close first map. It seemed like you guys, something clicked the second half of Sunset. You want to tell us what happened?
How it worked a bit.
Hang on just a second. We can't hear Team A. They could probably hear me and Brown, but not you yet. So give me just a second. Looks like we're good now.
They were talking about how great the differences of the ping was there earlier.
Yeah,
and it looks like the audio is good now.
I'll lead you back in. So what really clicked after the second half of Sunset. So go ahead.
The second half of Sunset, honestly, that was our defense, I think, right?
I believe so.
Defense, we just had some good ideas to stall. Mainly like on A, I had some creative ideas for A with Sage and Raze, that we just have this weird wall that try to hold down side. That really worked well for us.
Also, definitely helps that we're like used to playing together, but
because me and Soggy
coordination was a bit better for sure as well.
Our defense team coordination was way better, so that's probably like the big click.
And also the trial and error, as you said. Like, can I not peek?
Can I peek this? No, I cannot peek this on this ping. I will get punished.
I tried to hint at that a little bit during the initial interview, just like, with this ping, is anything going to change? And you were like, no, nothing's going to change. I'm just gonna rock out. And like you mentioned, SlayerKey was really just shutting a lot of that down early. And it looks like you made the adjustment and able to really make the comeback.
I went 1-6 against him on Haven. But yeah, definitely. And for yeah, just in general, the ping was pretty difficult. But once I figured for map 3 that I would take Jet, so I can op a bit more, because opping is way easier on high ping. I only missed like 1 shot, I think, which compared to the rifling is way better. But we didn't really need it in the end. We had really good ideas on Pearl, luckily, and some really nice shots were hit by Arena. I forgot their name, sorry, but Arena was clutching up as well. And yeah, that was really nice.
Well, congratulations
awesome.
again. Did anybody from the rest of the team want to make any shout-outs or any mentions for the matches?
Shout out to
Maya.
letting us play.
Yeah. It was fun.
A cool experience. Yeah. It's the first time for both of us, I'm pretty sure, that we play on like at 8.
Yeah.
So like the ping and just it was also all the people we met this evening. I feel like were very nice. So it was a very nice vibe all over.
Yeah, this was definitely better than the plan we had of playing ranked.
Well, glad to have you.
Fun.
All right. Well, if Brown, did you have anything else?
No, well, I'm just very happy that you all played today, and you all are very cracked people. I'm sure next time SlayerKey does an event like this, they'll just take everyone to EU and see what happens. But I guess we will never know now.
Yeah, then I can pull out the ISO.
There you go.
Yes. Oh yeah. No.
All right, we're gonna let you go.
Have our questions answers if that was the case.
We'll let you go. Appreciate you all for sticking with us and being a part of this event. Definitely was a lot of fun to watch and cast. So thank you again. And we're gonna let you guys go and have a talk with SlayerKey to see if he's got any last words to say about the happenings. So thank you again.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Guys. Have a good day. Bye.
GG's.
Okay, so here we are. We're back here, and real quick before we go on to SlayerKey, just a huge shout out to, of course, all the people that helped out with the prod. And if you want to play in some wonderful 10 person leagues, we have a lot of that going on here in Rendezvous Valorant. You can check us out on our socials. You'll see that in the chat. So great. So let's see what Slayer has to say, especially after the great Yoru performance. For whatever reason, you flipped a switch and decided, let's just get like 500 consecutive kills in the second half. So I'm sure he's got a lot to say about that.
Dude, that second half saved me. That first half, I was embarrassed. I was like, I'm playing like shit. I can't do this aggro A push any rounds. I'm glad to have brought it back. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, you take it away with your closing thoughts. I'm sure you're very happy about your event.
Of course. I just wanted to say thank you so much for the people at Rendezvous, all the people behind the scenes, our lovely 2 casters here, Kai, who's the producer behind the scenes, DJ, who helped get me linked with everyone, anyone who's doing something I'm probably not even aware. These guys literally just took control of the entire event and made this so wonderful, such a pleasant experience. You know, as coaches, we just play the game, man, and these guys made it something special. So big shout out to them. If you want to go check out their Discord for some own 10 mans you guys want to play, some own events they also host on their own. Really cool stuff. Thank you to all the players for showing up, especially the last minute ones, because we had like 3 or 4 people cancel within like the last few hours. So we had to scramble to get some people. So shout out to those people as well. Thank you everyone else who played. Such a fun time, memorable experience. Feel free to reach me for anything. I loved working with you guys, loved meeting all the new people. Thank you so much.
All right. Everyone better clap for that wonderful inspirational speech from SlayerKey. Well, I guess that's going to be it for us here, Spidey. This was a pretty good time. Normally, we don't get to cast something when there's no season, but we love all season stuff, so it's nice to cast with you.
Yeah, same to you, and thanks to everybody for being a part of it. Thanks, SlayerKey, for coming up with this great idea, and also letting everybody else kind of take over and put it together behind the scenes. And yeah, we couldn't have done it without your idea to start with. So we definitely appreciate you and having us a part of it. Lots of fun. And with that, I think we're good here. I hope everybody has a good night, and we'll see you next time.
All right, take care, everyone. Goodbye. Oh god, I thought I was the match highlight. I got scared.
You're right.
Hey, all's good, Kai.
Oh, we're still heard, I think.
Thanks.